Hey, hey.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the Horror Rumble. Kory and Jess here as always, and we got a big show tonight, doing the Halloween franchise. What do you think of that, Mr. Kory?
I'm actually pretty excited about that, Mr. Graham.
I am too. We got some great guests here. We got at least one we're still kind of waiting for, but we'll go ahead and start bringing people on here in a second. Did you have anything to say before we did?
I just wanted to kind of point out that there's actually a pretty big resurgence in rock music here lately. Guns N' Roses just released a new song earlier this week, and if you get a chance to check it out, it's called Hard School. So enjoy,
All right.
and you're welcome.
Thank you for that. And then I guess we'll start bringing folks on. Sorry for the delay, everybody. I had some technical difficulties, if you didn't realize. But we'll get on with this. Our first guest tonight, I think joining us for the first time on the Horror Rumble from Bombastic Reviews, we have Jonathan. Hello.
Howdy.
Thanks for coming, man.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. I'm excited. I've never heard of, what is this film series? Halloween? Is that?
Yeah.
I think that's how you pronounce
yes.
it.
I think it's new, right? Yeah. It's
I mean, it might have been around for a couple of years, but it should be
like
interesting.
I guess I just missed it. So.
I mean, nobody ever covers this, so.
No, I've never.
It's hard to find information on it.
It
is. And also joining us from the S'mores Indoors channel, which Jonathan is a part of as well, we have Kory back. Hello, sir.
What's up, guys? Good to be back.
Yeah,
My name twin.
Yes.
And from the Slaughterport channel, we have our good friend Jake.
Hello,
Jake.
Hello.
What's going on?
It's getting ready for some craziness. Halloween season. This is an exciting month. Busy month for everybody here, I think.
Oh, yeah.
But,
busy in a good way, though.
Yes. Very much so. Very, very much so. Lots of things happening in a good way. And the man of the memes, Mr. Orc. Always.
Hi, how's it going?
Very good, and thank you for coming as always.
Wait, hold up. No, don't skip me. Wait. I got something.
There he is.
Me. Oh, shit.
Oh. We got a couple of real talks lined up.
Real talk. Wait.
Which is soda?
Just like my heroin. Can I get a real talk?
Everybody, real talk.
Real talk.
Oh, yeah.
And introducing the man who usually gives you the real talks from Jay the Stingray channel and Region Free, we have Jay.
What is up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Hey, Jay.
Always a pleasure.
I'm a big Danny McBride fan, so I'm looking forward to talking about this Halloween. It's only one film, right?
Oh, is that? Yeah. Do I have that on the list? Sure.
My favorite.
Steak Sauce was supposed to be joining us, but he is MIA. Christian Hannah Horror was supposed to have a video for us, but he is also he passed away.
He did. Christian did.
Yeah, but you can go check that out on the S'mores Indoors channel where we eat this super, super hot one chip challenge. It was awful. I was there. A lot of these guys were there.
We had a nice little bidding 10-bell salute to him last night, too. So
that was great. I saw that.
Prayers going out to his family.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and for his wife that night.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Well,
and once again, like Dan said last night, we'll all be distributing his subs across the board. So
yes,
and enjoy that little parting gift.
I like that. That's a good deal for us.
Monty looked like he was coming off heroin.
He looked bad.
Yeah, he did. He had the shakes, just blind.
Like that cold sweat. Just
Monty and Dan
I mean-
both look really bad. They
But
went the whole
Dan
time.
was like
almost.
this to the camera the whole time with his eyes closed.
Dan's brain didn't work anymore after a bit. Like, and he just, it's like he just went into like a default pose. Steak, you quit, I'll quit. Come on, man, let's do it.
Truth.
I had never seen him anything like that.
Me either.
No, I
Don't forget, only one man got naked and got cussed out by his mom. So
That would be our good friend Lawrence. He was on the last episode.
Was
And he
looking up
took his
trash
shirt
can
off.
the whole time.
Oh, you
No,
just
he had
go
that-
watch it.
He had that. It was that he looked like he was on the back of the Jeep in Jurassic Park. Just
Nature finds a way.
Yeah.
Smooth chest, enough sweat glistening in the light. Yeah, it was perfect.
Oh, poor guy.
Nature finds
Poor
a way. Yes, yes.
Poor us. Let's just put it that way.
MJ from Let's Talk for a minute.
So,
Welcome. Thanks
Doing
for coming.
MJ.
Of course, our regular Blu-rays. Hello, good to see you.
Yeah.
Uncle Jess. Sean McManus. We're staking his perfect Irish accent. Oh, Mr. Booth.
What's up?
Can you do a show about Jaws sometime? It's my favorite movie. Yeah, that's definitely possible to do the Jaws franchise. I like that one. What do you think, Kory?
Jaws.
Guys?
Absolutely. I've only seen the first one, so
You know what? I'm same boat. Literally, I've only seen the first one.
You got to be kidding me.
wow.
No,
Oh, wow.
I just
I
picked up the rest of them recently. So
did I.
yeah,
Still in the package, so
that
We're
was
in retreat.
that was Lawrence. That was
That was
drooling in the
definitely
trash.
Lawrence.
That was
Ain't
great.
something spicy.
Ghost, thanks for coming, man. Thanks for coming. And thank you, MJ. Yes, they are an awesome panel. Just a lot of great people in this group. Well, without further ado, should we start digging in?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right, fellas. First on the list is the original Halloween. Good movie. Oh, and before we... Yes. Oh, nice shirt. Before we get into this series is probably my number 3 of horror franchises, which has gone up in ranks in the years. It used to not be that high even, but we'll maybe get into that more as we watch them. Kory, you want to start us off with your thoughts on the original film?
Sure. I love this movie. You'll hear later on a little more why, but there's the scenes where Myers is chasing Laurie Strode just through the house and the yard and whatnot. It's really intense, and I absolutely love that. So, and I only wrote down a couple of points for each one because I'm sure everybody else has got a lot to say. But something else that I absolutely loved about this movie is the whole less is more thing. You don't see a lot of gore, you don't see a lot of blood, but you think you do, and it works. It's great.
Similar to Texas Chainsaw, I think, in a way, as far as the
Yeah.
blood. You think there's more blood and gore than there actually is on screen. It's suggestive. Is that right? Original Halloween is perfect. Mic drop. Nice, Sean. Is that what you got on the first one?
Yes.
Now, is anybody else picking up an echo? Or am I hearing, is every sound fine out there in the chat?
I got a minor,
Yeah, a
slight
little one.
echo.
Very like in the background. Okay. Well, for me, Halloween, I remember watching this playing on the TV in probably the mid to late 80s with my parents, who were both, especially my mom, big fans of the original Halloween. And if she said she had to pick like a slasher, that type of movie genre, Halloween's her favorite. And they'll watch the Friday the 13th and all that type of stuff, but she really digs the Halloweens. I think it was actually the first Halloween I'm more in my mind, or at least I remember it more, is part 2 on TV sitting in the living room with my parents. But we'll get to that. The original Halloween, as far as the series goes, it definitely ranks in the top 4. I don't know if I'd rank it at number one, but it's hard to argue the original at any time. Just great memories of this as far as just being around family and hanging out in the living room and that being on the screen. Thankfully, it was probably the edited version. I don't think they rented it on VHS. It's because I was pretty little.
So
But,
PJ Souls wasn't your first set of movies you got to see?
Exactly. Which is uncomfortable with your parents probably at any age. But especially if you're maybe 6 years old in the living room. But I did watch Nightmare on Elm Street off the VHS with them. That was actually the first horror slasher film I remember watching at like 5, and I fell in love with horror. Jonathan, your thoughts on the first film?
I mean, I'm going to keep it brief, man. Sean legitimately said it best. It's a perfect film. It's perfect. It's my favorite horror movie. It's just one of those ones. It's like, I mean, what can you say about Halloween? That, especially the first one, right? Like, I'm gonna have a lot more to say about the sequels, but like, the movie's perfect. I mean, I'll fight anybody who says different, right? Like, and I'm sure most of the internet would too. So, I mean, it's hard to find a flaw in it.
We're probably going to be fighting then.
Really?
I was just gonna kind of just to poke the bear a little bit. Again, it's in my top 4, and it is the original. It's a solid horror movie, but for modern ages, like if you go to show like a group of people who are not that much into horror or half-ass into horror, it's probably slow paced for them somewhat.
Top 4. God, I gotta hear this ranking.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if I can. My top 4. I don't know if I can exactly place everyone though.
Gay.
Here's the problem, though, man. There's not 4 like exceptionally great movies in this franchise.
I got 3.
Yeah, I mean, there's like it's there. The rest of them, they're all fun. Don't get me wrong, I love them all, right? But there's not 4 great films in this franchise, so I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna hear it. We're gonna hear it.
If somebody comes out with some shit like, oh, Halloween 6 is a masterpiece, because I'm gonna fly to wherever you are and smack you.
I can agree with you on that. 6 is not in my top 4. I'll give you that one.
Jake,
We're already starting a little bit of a rumble here.
I'll just drive down the road to your ass.
We're just gonna go clockwise. Kory, do you have anything aside from a mic drop on the first film?
Well, I guess kind of like Kory said, this is my favorite horror movie, and to me, it's the simplicity is the key to it. It's a simple story, but it's expertly done. And one thing I want to say is the casting of Donald Pleasance, I think, is a big key to this movie, and he almost narrates the movie through it, through his character, and I think it's well,
and truly, the entire series, Donald Pleasance holds it together, or at least the main chunk of it.
So, no, I mean, it's my favorite horror movie, and that's really all I can say about it.
That's pretty great. I think there's several out there that would definitely agree with you. Yeah, that's true. The kid revealing Sean at the beginning, young Michael Myers, that was a shocker, I think, for a first watch for most. Blue Ray says it's a good movie. Watched it with her dad. I wonder who that guy is.
I don't know. Sounds like a good dad, though.
That's one thing I'll add is it feels like Halloween to me. I know it's called Halloween, but I mean, when I think about that movie, I think about being a kid like on Halloween night, because it was on TV when I'd get home from trick or treating, and it just brings back those memories. So
I totally agree. And it looks like you got a partner there, Jonathan, if you're still around. And if somebody says 5 is the best, I'm jumping out the window. I don't think that'll happen, but it'll be interesting to see.
Think it might
I've got
happen.
words about that one. Sean is also in agreement with you, Kory. Well, Jake, let's see if you're going to start another rumble here on this first film.
This movie sucks. Halloween Resurrection is better.
You have got to be joking.
I'm joking.
I about removed you.
Did Corey
No.
Feldman have a scene in that movie that we didn't know about?
I wish. I mean, it's definitely it's not my favorite, but it's top 2 for sure. The biggest I think, like, it is perfectly cast all the way through, and but the big man, it just doesn't have a Halloween vibe to me. Like, it's shot in California during the summer and with fake leaves and nothing looks like fall.
And see, I didn't notice any of that until it
didn't
was
either.
pointed out in a documentary.
Yeah.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's what I was about to say. None of y'all would have fucking noticed that unless that didn't come out in a documentary. So I don't want to hear about it. The movie's fucking perfect.
No.
Don't try to be edgy.
No, but I'm not saying it's not my favorite. It's not I don't think it's the best.
Like, it's the most competently shot. Like, it's like there's not, you can't, like, you other than, like, I just like the only point you're gonna be able to make is I just like another one better because
No, it's because it's better.
no,
To
there's
me.
no
Yes.
no,
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
you're wrong.
No. But it's great. It's a classic for sure. I mean, top 5 horror movie of all time. Really.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say top 5 of the series.
No. If I had to rank it, it's definitely number 2 for me.
Slaughterport reviews Halloween. It's okay.
You, you did go through them all last year, didn't you, Jake?
I did, and I want to
did a
do them
review.
again because at least one of them has jumped way up since then. So
That happens with a lot of my favorite franchises over the years. I think you watch certain ones too much, and then you go to the ones you haven't watched as much in a while, and they kind of move around. Oh, I like this more than I thought I did.
well, the one that, like, I think I love now. I only watched it when it came out theaters and absolutely hated it. Never watched it again, and then I don't know, 10, 15 years later, I finally watched it, and I have I view it differently, and I kind of love it.
There is nothing in that time frame that is
Nope.
anywhere near good.
I'm trying to think.
We'll get there.
Like,
Okay.
Rob Zombie's Halloween was like 15.
I'll be asleep by the time we get there.
Mr. Orr, or were you those your thoughts on part 1 there, Jake?
Yes, yeah, I'm good.
Oh, he's gearing up to get in the ring.
Doing my fucking Tybo. Let's go. Alright, so about Halloween, the first one. It's probably my favorite horror movie of all time. Like Mr. Jonathan from Bombastic Reviews. And the best thing I have to say is that Nick Castle has a Dr. Pepper. That's all I can add.
That is a great photo.
Yep.
And it's crappy that they didn't use him more in the recent one, but we'll get to that too.
Are we going to do a ranking at the end of all the films?
I mean, if you'd like, or throw them out as you're going along and where you kind of rank it, but if you've got a ranking in your head, that's kind of hard for me to do an official, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, you know.
Alright, well, it's number 1 for me.
And this is not true. You're never going to let me live that down, Sean. Mr. J, the Stingray.
Yeah, I'm probably just going to echo a lot of what these guys already said. Like Corey with the K said, some simplicity. They kept it simple, and it's just the fact that it's the shape. It's not that he's this huge, towering man, that kills everyone, on sight or whatever is said. He just appears, and it's my favorite in the franchise by far, one of my favorite all-time horror films. And it was back when the remake came out. I think Dead Pit was talking. They were wearing the original film poster T-shirt, I think the same one Jonathan has. And these kids are like, "Oh yeah, we love Rob Zombie," and he's like, "No, this is not the.
It's unfortunate.
This is the original film."
Sad.
But it's like it may have been you, Jess, that said it's the pacing is slow, but that's what I like about it. And if a younger audience can't get on board with that, that's their fault. Because I mean, they've got no attention span. Because that's what this movie builds on. Suspense building.
So much truth in that, yeah.
But, yeah, I love it. I mean, I named my youngest daughter after Jamie Lee Curtis. So.
Oh, sweet! I don't think I was even aware of that. That's very cool. And MJ, yeah, we'll definitely have to talk about that. We
Hey, Jay, do you give her yogurt for lunch to bring to school?
Activity. That's all she can eat.
Yeah, what's up?
She's contractually obligated to own.
MVP dad for the win.
Well, I guess for now that concludes the Halloween 1 discussion, the original. And let's move on to another very good entry, in my opinion. Halloween 2. Mr. Kory,
Mr. Graham.
back to you.
Halloween 1 and Halloween 2, granted, yes, they came out like a whole decade before this, but it always reminds me of the It miniseries because this is actually one big movie. Mm-hmm. So I love 1 and I love 2. I mean, it's just a continuation of the first movie. So I did actually write down a couple of notes on this one though. And the only note that I haven't said was Dana Carvey's in this. I did not know Dana Carvey was in this. He plays like an assistant or a cameraman or something.
Oh wow!
Really?
Like an extra role.
Hang on, let's see. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up while you guys are talking.
He is in the credits too.
That's how I figured out it was him because you won't know it looking at or watching the movie. So yes, Garth from Wayne's World is in Halloween 2.
That is true. That is a fun fact.
Son of a bitch, here he is.
Well, I guess you do learn something new every day.
Yeah.
That your thought?
Yeah, that's all I got. It's if one's a perfect movie, this is a continuation of one. So I don't see where it's any worse than the first one. So
no, and I don't think it is. And sometimes I don't know about this year, but some years I've thought Halloween 2 is better than the first one. At least when I was younger, I think it was more. We're talking about the pacing, fast pace. I watched it on TV, another memory when I was young, probably very close within a year of the first one with my parents in the living room. I have more memories of this one, especially that opening scene with the elderly people in the kitchen and the panning around the window. And I have very vivid memories of that as a little kid watching that in our living room on the old tube TV. And of course, the hot tub scene, even though there probably wasn't boobies when I was first watching it as a kid. But I do remember that scene. I think it was scary for me then. Now I like it for other reasons. It possibly, I think it's the first one I watched, though. I really do, Halloween 2. So it definitely holds a big place in my heart. It ranks high up there, so it is also in the top 4. And I, like Kory said, I think 1 and 2 run together as pretty equal movies. If you want to debate it, Jonathan.
So I saw 2 probably before 1 because it feels like I'm a little. We're all around the same age, but they used to run Halloween 2, 4, and 5 all the time on AMC. Especially every Friday night, they were playing these 3 movies specifically. I don't know what the deal was with 1; they never could play it. But I just have really fond memories of that. Just like I said, it felt like every Friday night that there was Halloween 2 or something was on. So it's about as good of a sequel as you could ask for. Like it's the only one that tonally feels the same in the entire series. It's solid.
So true, the tone for sure.
For years I thought John Carpenter directed 2. I mean, it's back before the internet was so accessible, but I really thought that he just directed it.
Yeah, because of the tone, it feels naturally like it
Did a
was
great
just done by the
job.
same filmmaker.
Fantastic job, just copying that basically.
Now, with a lot of that being said, I think a lot of the crew was brought back, and John was obviously still involved. John and Deborah, the producers.
Yeah, but it's definitely a winner.
Definitely. Kory, do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I would say maybe as I've gotten older, it's slipped a little bit, but it's still really good. This is definitely the first one I saw, just watching it on TV as a kid. And actually, Dick Warlock, that played Myers in this, is my favorite Myers. Just
He's
the way he moves. Yeah. But one scene in particular that stands out to me as a kid is when he walks through that glass door. That always kind of freaked me out as a kid for some reason. But yeah, I enjoy this one. Like you guys said, a good continuation from the first, and also with the they kind of synthed up the theme a little more in this one, which I think is kind of cool and kind of creepy sounding. So,
did John do the soundtrack on that one?
I think so.
I mean, he wrote on it, so I'd say
okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Didn't he do the soundtrack up to part 3? Yep,
he was involved in the series up through 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think and my last thing I'll say is I kind of like the final scene with the fire and everything. I think it's kind of a cool ending. So
that is a great climax, great ending. Well, Jake, Halloween 2?
It's okay. It's like middle of the pack. It's like middle of the pack for me, for Halloween movies. It is one that for years, Halloween ritual, I'd watch Halloween on Halloween night, and then November 1st, I'd watch Halloween 2, because it's really, November 1st when it takes place.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's fine. I don't love it. It ain't one that I watch that much.
Jake, I feel like you got the wrong series or something. Like you got a bad DVD set that was labeled incorrectly.
No, it's fine.
It was released by Good Times. Come on, man.
It looks like you have a friend in the chat with Sean, though.
Yeah, I was going to touch on that, Sean.
I disagree, though.
See, it makes sense up to that point. Yeah, I hold on. What do you say? Not being See, yeah, I don't like that. I like him being the sister because it makes sense.
So do I.
2018, it makes no fucking sense.
Exactly.
Right. So, yeah.
It's just
That's what's scarier. There's no reason.
I think that on most things, but the sister thing, I don't think that's scarier.
Here's the thing. You can't project yourself into Laurie's shoes then at that point because you're obviously not related to Michael, right? But if some psycho just decided you're the one I'm killing, you're the one I'm going to follow.
Yeah, but if I happen to party with Laurie Strode, on a regular basis or hang out with her, I'm in the line of fire.
No, it's way scarier if it's just this dude snapped and he just wants you dead for some reason.
Which I think that's a great part of the buildup of part 1. Is that, you don't know. But I love the reveal in part 2 and how it goes from there because you can't do the same thing over.
And I love that 2018 had the balls to go, nah, that's not part of it.
Well, you could also say Rob Zombie has balls, but
that's an awful lot of movies to kind of discredit, though.
Well, that's what's going to happen with all these from now on. They're going to reboot them, and then none of this ever happened. And
pisses me off.
But this is the series that did it, and it wasn't just 2018.
Yeah, but you could squint your eyes on the other runs, except Rob Zombies, and go.
Eyes on H2O.
I can. I'll tell you how when we get there.
You can't squint on that.
I'm with Jonathan on that one. We'll get to that
with Jess on that one.
Because there's inconsistencies, like you say, with every one of them, but you can block it out. Otherwise.
No, it's just because there's a stigma behind 2018, and people think that H2O is decent. So they forgive shit that H2O did, that 2018 did exactly the same.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Hey, Ben. Thanks for coming.
This is the point, right? We're supposed to argue, right? Like,
Oh yeah, that's exactly the reason for the horror rumble.
I just don't want to be
Horror
the
rumble.
dick that's like, you're wrong.
No, we need some. That's the greatest part about this is when we have different opinions on each one, and we start to get a little heated. So bring it on.
Or
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it
So-
for me.
Okay, sorry, Mr. Orc. You're right.
Thank you. So, first one we had Dr. Pepper. Second one, we have a beautiful ham sandwich. And it gets blood all over it. Oh my god, it's fucking awful. It's terrible.
I love
But
that scene.
this is the best out of a movie that takes place on one night or like kind of within a few days span. This is probably the best 2-movie combo 1-2 punch I like in all of movie cinema history.
With the exception of that wig. I forgot to say that. The exception of that wig.
Yeah, but when you have huge ass titties, it makes up for it. So you know.
There again, I didn't notice the wig until it was pointed out.
No,
like a
that's
documentary.
definitely one of those things I didn't notice until somebody said it, but it's all I can see now when I
Yeah.
watch that movie. You know, these documentaries really do need to go fuck themselves sometimes because they ruin shit.
They do, but I still love them too because it's also something fresh about the series that I love when I hearing the behind the scenes shit. But
Yeah,
you're
so,
right,
Man, I gotta go back and watch that now, right? Like you do that, like I gotta go see.
and
Like,
and then you do, and like you said, that's all you can see from that point on when they point out something.
Yeah, and I'm the annoying person to watch movies with, and I'm like, that's actually a wig. Like,
There's
You
probably
sound
a
like-
chunk of that in all of us.
Jonathan, you sound like CJ Graham up there.
funny story. I went down there yesterday because he was back.
Yeah.
And decided that I didn't need to meet him again. Like, got all the way down there. I was like, nah, it's not that big a deal. I'm just gonna go home.
No.
I didn't have time to laugh at the fake laugh at that joke again. So
Mr. Stingray, Halloween 2.
Love
Love it.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's a perfect double feature together. You know, the wig is obviously pretty distracting now at this point, but I would say like if anything negative I could say is it does kind of discredit the ending of the first film, but that's what sequels do. So it adds the brother sister aspect, which I like. I mean, it's kind of all I've known. So until 2018 came out and said no, that's not how it is. So I always like that aspect. They get on with the family more as the series goes on. More family members and stuff get brought into the mix. But yeah, I love it. It's a great one.
I think it's a great aspect of it. I really do. The family connection. I don't think it takes from it.
Mhm.
And again, 2018 pisses me off when they do that. So we'll get to that. Before we go on to 3, 4 was the first one Ben watched, and he caught it in a drive-in. Cool. Love drive-ins. There should be more. I shot him 6 times. I was thinking that when Jay first mentioned the ending. 50 Cent got shot 9 times, proving he's tougher than Mike. Oh, so much tension. I like this sexual tension among this group, this panel, this strong. You only know the half of it.
Hell.
What are you doing, Orkson? Is he working out?
Sort of.
Just working out, bro. Totally.
there
Well,
was
without-
one other thing I wanted to bring up that I forgot. What was the deal with the daytime trick or treating?
What do you mean?
Well, we grew up in the 80s, Jess. And I don't remember trick or treating when the sun was out. You waited till the sun went down.
Aren't most of them? Isn't it about dusk though?
Yeah. Well,
You wanna get
Maybe it
started
died,
as
maybe
early
it
as
didn't.
possible.
Fuck it.
And you got to remember back in the day too. I mean, yeah, it was probably dark by the time 5 came around. Dad got home to take us out trick or treating, but Some got out there earlier, and I think the earlier you go in decades, people went out longer. Like it was like go after school and you go
Oh yeah.
till you can't walk anymore. And they even had like a beggars night, my mom used to tell me, where so like 2 nights of trick-or-treating.
Those lucky bastards.
Yeah. Now they schedule 2 hours.
Yeah.
See, around here it's all trunk or treat, man. Kids don't even they barely
So-
go out.
A lot of that shit too.
Uh,
Yeah, it's not the same.
One more thing before you get off Halloween too.
Yeah.
I love the opening with the kid who's got the razor blade in his mouth and she's taking him to the hospital.
Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah.
I do now, yeah. Which, of course, I think is mostly an urban legend that we've all heard since the 80s. Everybody thought it was true.
You were never told that as a kid? That your mom had to.
Oh, yeah.
Your parents had to check your candy.
That
They
was a
did check
big
our
one.
candy.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
were kids, man. That was a big.
Mysteriously, my candy was always half as much as I had when I got up the next morning.
Dude,
Ours
I straight up throw my kids' candy, like parts of my candy, her candy away. A little bit every night.
It depends. Like where I live, I know everybody, so it ain't that big of a deal.
That helps.
Yeah.
But I get you on the throwing the candy away, but I end up throwing it away when I think it's been around long enough.
Yeah.
See, I figured you just eat it. I mean, 'cause that's
Well, I
like-
eat what I like.
Yeah.
He usually has more than even he can handle.
You have one kid, Jess. I had 4.
Should have sent the candy my way.
I couldn't afford the postage.
Oh, yeah, to have silly Sally. Well, I know this is everybody's favorite. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Oh, and you guys, I've got things to say about this.
Oh, I guess we're fighting then.
Oh. Are you ready?
They're going to be, some people are going to want to punch you, Kory, so go ahead.
Probably. The first note I've got on this is Jess warned me. First time I ever saw this movie, we were hanging out at a buddy's house. We decided we were going to go over and rent a movie. And I picked this one up, and he's like, "Have you ever seen that one?" I was like, "No." He goes, Michael Myers isn't in that one. I go, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, Michael Myers isn't in that one." Bullshit. So we ended up renting the damn thing. We took it back over to the buddy's house, sat down and watched it. And sure enough, Michael Myers isn't in this damn movie.
This is still VHS days in our
This is
teens.
VHS days. Okay? I hate this fucking movie. This movie could take a flying leap off of a short pier. It sucks. I don't see anything good about this movie. It makes no sense whatsoever. The chick is a robot at the end. Like, he takes little chips and throws them down, and all of a sudden, all the little robots go, like, short-circuiting and shit.
Spoiler.
But the chick, yeah, this movie's how old? But the chick nothing happens to her. But there's a whole bunch of them coming up the
Wow.
steps after them. Makes zero sense whatsoever. I hate this movie. It sucks. It's a pile of shit, and does not even belong in this discussion.
Well, he told you he wasn't in it.
Okay, I'm done.
Wow. Wow. You went harder
and
than I even
just-
thought.
I just bought this movie because it came with part 2 because I lost my part 2, and it still sucks.
Jace had enough.
Oh, I wondered what happened to our screen.
Hey, come back.
Oh,
First person that says that and if they just called it Season of the Witch.
no. And see, I hate when people bring that up. I guess since it's my turn, we'll start getting into that. One, Romero already had a movie not far from that time period called Season of the Witch. And I don't think this movie would have been better off. I don't think we'd even be talking about it ever if it was just called Season of the Witch. It would have gotten lost in the time in the video stacks.
Where it belongs.
No, it doesn't. It has its place in the Halloween franchise, very much so now. And I can connect it, and a lot of you will argue with me, but I can
Nope.
connect it to the other films.
Mm,
There's
yeah,
a
I gotta
couple
hear your
different things.
theory.
Okay, I'll get to that. Now, first, I got to admit, like Kory, and even in this time, I had watched it once or twice, and we were renting it. I hated it then, too, because I was trying to convince him not to watch it. So it took me a long time, only in the last 10 years, maybe, that I really began to appreciate Halloween 3 for what it is. I think I'd watched all the Halloweens a few times, was really digging the series, and I was like, all right, I need more, even though I know it's not Michael Myers. And I sat down and watched it for the first time, was like, this is a great fucking fun 80s horror movie, horror sci-fi, good Halloween time movie. And I wanted to get a few of the things out of the chat before it got too far past me. Sorry. What did MJ say? We gotta stop. I shot him 6 times. Mike has been shot way more than 6 times. That's true. And Sean had a question. Have any of you guys ever went to the Myers house? You're all going to hate me for this, but I lived in California, been to Pasadena many times. I have driven by that house many times, and most of the time I didn't even realize or notice it. But you got to remember, just in the past 15 years, this series has gone up in the ranks. But I did finally recognize that it was there. I just never stopped and got out and looked around and took a picture. I feel bad about that now. Yeah, it was 5 to 11. My dad had to push me, and he was like, "Are you sure you want?" When I'd want to go home. We're out here. Let's do it while we're here, while the lights are on the porches.
Oh man, when I could go without my parents, when I got to whatever age that was, it was like, phew, no rules.
No rule. Yeah, I think it started. I mean, we still trick or treat. I had a couple years where without the parents, but then when that got over with, I went on to doing haunted houses, like the JCs and things. Mm-hmm. Who can guess how many times Michael's been shot in total? Like the whole series? Oh, I have no idea.
54.
28.
I don't even think you can count because he just gets obliterated in part 5.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
If that's out there.
Parents tell their kids, yeah, I've seen that. Anyway. Oh, Sean also hated Halloween 3 when he first saw it too, but now he loves it. The music by Carpenter is amazing. And of course, the Adkins. What more is there to say about the Adkins? Mic drop on that guy. Atkins. Am I pronouncing it? F that all up. Anyway, Halloween 3. Hated it before. Now I love it. I told you that. Sorry. Love the pumpkin opening, the digital pumpkin. It kind of sort of its own version of the first 2 movies. Now, connecting it with the other parts of the series. Some of you are going to argue a couple of these, but one of them you truly can argue. And that's the main thing. In Halloween 3, when they're in the shop searching for, I'm blanking on her name's dad. They're in his mask shop. She says the last person he had a meeting with or scheduled with was Minnie Blankenship. Now, this was got to be on purpose. In part 6, there's Mrs. Blankenship who plays a major role. And so there's, a later director trying to tie that in. So there is a connection now to the Halloween series that is official. Mrs. Blankenship from part 6 is mentioned in part 3. Not to mention the fact that it's a witch cult in part 6, which also connects to the Celtic witch stuff in part 3. Just telling you, can't argue that one. Now, my other theory, and this is a Jess theory.
Oh, God.
Okay. So, Laurie Strode is in this movie. She is the telephone operator, announcer. Now, this movie takes place in Northern California. Where is Laurie hiding out in H2O? A school in Northern California. Well, between part 4 or whatever and H2O, she's gotten a job as a telephone operator in Northern California. She's hiding out. There's my other connection.
The movie's on the television.
That's like the stab movies and Scream. You can look at it that way.
No,
I knew
it's
that was
shot
coming.
for. It's the movie. Like, you can't negate that.
You just gotta squint your eyes again. There's a moment. Squint your eyes.
Dude, that's beyond. Your eyes are closed. And
they sometimes are
dreaming.
to get through this.
Like,
I'm trying to connect this great film to the series.
there's not.
Come
Just
on.
let it be its own thing. It's the
No,
third
it's
movie.
not.
They tried something else. It's fine.
They did, and mostly that's what I do agree with, and they tell. But you can't argue the Mrs. Blankenship part later. I'll bring it up again when we
You
get to
can't
6.
because there's like more than one person with the last name.
No, not
I
in the
agree with
Halloween
John.
series. You're all wrong. And that's Laurie Strode on the as an operator. Fight me, Jonathan. You're up.
You two are both so wrong. Like,
I'm supporting the movie
for different
least.
reasons. No, you're just wrong about the whole like, tying it in thing. Like, Kory, like I don't know who hurt you, but I hope they get theirs. No, man, that's what everybody says, right? Like you gotta let go of the whole Michael Myers isn't in it thing. Like you're still a little salty on that, even though Jess tried to tell you. Like, he tried to tell you, like he's not in this movie because it's a solid flick, man. It feels like Halloween. Like there's very, very, very few movies that feel like the season of Halloween, and this one's one of them. It's solid. I'm gonna defend
It does.
Tom Atkins is great.
He is.
You can make an argument that Michael's one of those weird robot things. That's where if you're gonna like reach that way.
MJ says he'd been to the house, or he'd been there once, but he wasn't allowed to go in though.
It's a dentist office, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was like a chiropractic or dentist office.
I'm sure that does get like really annoying. Like, dudes just stood there trying to fill a cavity, and there's a bunch of nerds show up at the door.
You knew what building you were moving your business into, though.
That's true.
Well, that's what I say about anybody who moves into an iconic film house. Don't change the windows and things and try to change your address or yell at people because you bought the house knowing what you bought.
I get why the Amityville people change the windows.
Like, fuck that. I'd change
that.
it back if I bought that. I'd live.
Now you got to remember that house was sold before that movie ever came out.
I know, but the windows weren't changed until years later after the movie got popular, I think.
Yeah, it's prime.
You watched it for first time a couple of years ago, Ben.
Hey, Jess.
Yeah. What?
Check the chat.
I'm looking.
Jamie is in the green room.
Oh yes. Coming in. Got a new guest from Jamie Hart Channel. Jamie, welcome.
Hi,
Thanks
guys.
for coming.
Hello.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hey.
All right. Good
to see you.
I know it's been a while. Sorry.
I feel like I got about 50 pounds off my chest. So.
Well, MJ says you're making some good points, Kory. Unfortunately, most of us were still young when Halloween 3 came out, and that's true. But Kory, his points do not matter at this point in life.
I would agree that Kory made points.
Halloween 3 it had some great toys and merch. They're equally good in their own way. They're perfect for each of those movies, I think. The scores by John Carpenter.
And I'll tell you this though, everybody knows that fucking song. Like way more, even normies know what the hell you're talking about. If you let
London
that one
Bridge.
No, Silver Shamrock. Everybody knows what it's from.
It doesn't even need. It can be a standalone watch, but again, I truly we wouldn't be talking about it in this franchise if I didn't truly consider it part of the series. I think it's more a part of the original series than the new damn Halloween movies.
Agreed. Here's the thing. I went to see that at the theater, okay? And when I was growing up, my friends and I knew Michael wasn't going to be in it. We knew Michael wasn't going to be in it before we went. So we weren't upset that Michael wasn't in it. So when we, got out of the movie, we were all stoked and we were like, that's awesome. This is great. We love it. And then we start hearing the news and all these adults are bitching, about how Michael wasn't in it, and all these critics are bitching about how Michael wasn't in it. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Everybody should know that Michael wasn't going to be in it. If you watched the commercial and you paid attention to the commercial, it was clear that Michael was not going to be in it. They showed him on the TV in the movie. I knew immediately. So this whole idea that, that people were upset. I honestly think that it was critic hype and it really wasn't a reality. Like, I don't think people were really upset. I think only critics were upset and it made it seem like everybody was upset. But the truth is, like, my mom was like, what? Everybody I knew was like, what? Everybody knew that Michael wasn't going to be in it. So when we heard that, we just thought that it was crazy. So that's my experience with that one.
It's a good one. And do you have any quick comments on the first two movies? Catch up.
The first Halloween, I saw at the drive-in. My stepmom wanted to see it, and my dad was like, "The kids are too young to go." And I was like, "No, no, Dad, I want to go see it. I've seen the commercial hundreds of times on TV." It was 5, and I was like, "Please, please, please." And he's like, "Are you sure you can handle this?" And I said, "Sure, I can handle it. I handled Jaws, right?" And he just chuckled. And so I went to the movies to see it with my dad and my stepmom. So I did see that one on the big screen, but it was a drive-in. 2, I didn't see on a big screen. I saw that on TV when it aired. So I always saw the version that was for TV until finally I got to see it on HBO a few years later. But when it was on TV, it was a completely different version than I was used to seeing, when I saw it on HBO, it was a completely different version than I was used to seeing. So it was weird. I was like, where's this and where's that? Like the part where she's looking out the window and all that stuff.
I think a lot of us have had that experience to where the first times, several times, we're watching the TV versions of these movies.
Yeah. But I do want to see that on the big screen someday, because for me, seeing Halloween movies on the big screen is a tradition, except for the fact that I didn't see 2. So I really do want to make up for that someday. I hope I do get to.
I have several movies like that too. I'd love to see on the big screen. Real quick, and then we'll go on with 3 on the next one. How did I not visit the house? You're right. I don't know either, Dan, at this point, but I did visit this one many, 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 many times. Hold on. It's not here now, of course. It's a lot easier when you're not running the stream, I gotta say, being on other streams.
Yes.
The Nightmare House. Of course, I've been there multiple times.
Orc.
Sorry.
Real talk.
Real talk.
Guys, I hate to.
I'm trying to be healthy. What are you doing to me? God damn it.
Sorry. You made me go to McDonald's.
Nope, I'm doing it now. I'm gonna fucking die. Thanks.
I'm sorry, guys. I gotta cut it short. I got something I gotta take care of back in here. But thanks for having me tonight.
Oh, you're welcome. If you can come back in.
Okay,
Jonathan, it's because you're a quitter.
Mostly.
Bye,
I'm just kidding. I love you.
Hey, man.
Bye.
Corey, did you talk about 3?
If I told him I liked Halloween 3, would he come back?
I don't know.
No, I haven't talked yet.
Bummer. Hopefully everything's all right there.
So I guess kind of similar to the other Corey, similar story. We had a video store I'd always go rent stuff at as a kid, and like the clerk would say, "Don't rent Halloween 3. Michael Myers isn't in it." So I saw this movie. I'm not even sure when I saw it. It was quite later. But unlike Corey, this is my second favorite in the Halloween series. It's a Halloween night watch every year. I know it has issues, but I think we all have movies we love that have issues. Kind of like Jonathan said, it just feels like Halloween to me, and I love it. So that's all I can really say.
Wait, you reminded me. It is definitely. I watch all of these, or lately every year I watch the series at some point. Go through all the movies in October. Mm-hmm. So I definitely is part of that. Jake.
Oh man, I love this movie. Even as a kid, Michael Myers not being in it really didn't bother me. And as a kid, this one probably scared me more than any of the other ones I watched. Like when that kid's getting his face melted off or whatever, that freaked me out as a kid.
It's a great scene.
Yeah.
And I've never cared that if Michael wasn't in it or not. It's a great Halloween movie in general, and Tom Atkins can play such a sleazy character and still make him cool. So
And I mean, he's a sleazy guy, but you're still rooting for him through the whole thing.
exactly.
I gotta say that the love scene in that movie is quite abrupt and out of nowhere. I always thought that. I was like, what? Ick.
I was like, yeah,
Because I was young, so he looked super old to me. So I was like, why is this young girl with this old
With
man?
this older
It's
dude,
gross.
I remember kind of thinking that, but now after, of course, rewatches, it's like, ugh,
Yeah.
of course.
Tom's
Yeah,
coming
now
to
I
steal
know
your
he-
chick, man.
Yeah. Now I know Tom Atkins is a stud. So yeah, I know the difference now.
Good night, Noah.
Aw.
All right, who's next? Or you got any last thoughts, Jake, on 3?
that's it.
Mr. Ork, what are your thoughts on 3? Halloween 3. Do you hate
I
it?
don't know. I don't really have much, but can I get a real talk? Yeah.
Yeah. Real talk.
There we go.
Anybody else?
Jay, no.
Real talk.
Real talk.
There we go. Fuck yeah. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh shit. Went down the
No.
pipe. Okay. So Halloween 3. Don't like it, don't hate it. That's all I got.
Yep. I gotta say, it's I didn't mention it. It ranks probably number 5 right now on my ranking, if there's a ranking. So it's right in the middle of the main series.
I like it after Halloween 1, the remake.
Jay, what are your thoughts? Halloween 3.
You know, if it was 1982 and I had seen the other 2 films in the theater, I can see being pissed off that he's not in this film. I think it was really just a bad decision on their end. I don't think they realized, how closely people associated with Michael Myers and, how much they liked Michael Myers. It's, I mean, hindsight, what if it had been successful and they went and made, 10 more movies that was a, different story every time, still called Halloween. I mean, I'd almost be okay with that. I mean, considering the films that followed this, but
Do you think that would have been a more successful venture had they done it right after 1 instead of after 2?
yeah, probably so.
Yep.
Probably. I mean, I get why people are pissed off, but like I watched these things all out of order when I was a kid. I didn't know what I was watching. I knew what Michael Myers was, but I saw this movie and just liked it a lot. I mean, hell, kids die, man. A lot of kids die,
Yeah.
They do.
and that's pretty taboo, So
And it has a bad ending, which I think might have been one of the first times in my life that I ever saw something that ended like, ambiguously bad. So, yeah.
Without a resolution or the good guys winning or
Right.
type of thing, yeah.
Exactly. Which I liked.
if I'm gonna watch a Halloween movie, this is probably gonna be the one I'm gonna watch most of all. Nowadays, yeah.
Yeah,
Not
I
my
ranked it
favorite.
number 2 in mine.
It's probably my third favorite. I just got 1, 2, 3 as far as my favorites in the franchise so far.
I could see that. Well, like I said, it's one I least watched growing up. So in these later years, it has been a good if I need a Halloween movie that I'm not sick of, it's a good go-to. But now I've watched it a lot, so
Speaking of Halloween, I'm wearing my Halloween shirt.
Awesome.
very cool. Yeah, a lot of folks have some Michael Myers shirts, Halloween shirts on. I love that.
I have a shirt, but I'm too fat to fit in it. Feels bad, man.
Dude, I've gotten too fat for a few shirts this past year.
It's because you eat like a
guys
14-year-old boy.
Well, I didn't gain any weight for like 20 years, and then all of a sudden, this past year, I'm like, "Bleh."
That's what happens when you hit your old age.
Yep, I hit 40, and and that's true, Ben, for a lot of these movies, and what you just said, Jay, you watched them out of order, like going and not knowing Roman numerals, figuring those out yet.
Right.
I watched a lot of Jason's out of order at the video store. It's like, oh, did I see this yet or not?
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah. Halloween 3's ending is like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Very, very true. It's good. And yes, Mr. Shine, his mustache has its own candle scent.
Ugh,
I wonder what
guess
that
what it
smells
smells like?
Musk? I don't know.
Sure. Let's go with musk.
Okay.
Probably smells like Brute.
Ooh, I can
Car
see that.
Noir.
There you go. It's like a mix. You put some Brute, you put some Dracar Noir in there, and that's Tom Atkins' mustache.
Old Spice.
Start us off, sir.
Alrighty. Don't worry, guys. I actually like this one. So, yeah, actually, I think Halloween 4 was actually the first Halloween movie I actually watched. And I can't think of anything bad to say about it. I mean, I guess, yeah, I got nothing. It's a good movie.
Really?
It's fun. I love it. I have a blast every time I watch it. So I can
Well.
say that I have never seen a Halloween movie in the theaters. So that will be remedied here in a couple of weeks. But if I had to choose one, it would probably be this one. I actually have a lot of fun with this one. So
I've seen one, but we'll get one in the theater, and we'll get to that. But it wasn't a great one. I do have to say, yeah, this is quite possibly number one of the franchise, and maybe not beaten 1 and 2, but it's also in the top 4, and is definitely best of the sequels. If you don't count 2 as a sequel, if you count it as a run in, it's a great film. It's a fun 80s horror film. I watched it several times on VHS and TV, but it was a Halloween night about 15 years ago that I really was like, man, this is one of the best of the franchise. I was sitting at home. We had trick-or-treaters going to Van Nuys. They were done. I popped it on. We had a projector in our house, me and my friends, and I had the house to myself. Popped it on the projector, and I was just like, man, this is fucking fantastic. Return of Michael Myers. Perfect Halloween night ending. So I think it's just those moments throughout our lives, like, I think that really add to how much we love these films. You know, where the average person might think, what the hell's wrong with you guys? I thought, film buffs, and you love this. This is the movie I show if I've got like one shot to get an average viewer into this series. It's like, if you've got one movie and you think the first one they're going to be bored with, this is the one I show. That's what I have to say about that.
just
Kory.
curious, am
Yeah.
I the
Or-
only
Don't melt
am I the
him.
only one who I'm not sure if it's 4 or 5, but one of the masks looks like the face of a different Star Trek character. I want to say it's this one, but it may not be that way through the whole movie, but it kind of looks like Data.
Well, I thought that of the new 4K box set artwork for, I think it's part 4. It looks like Data on the cover.
Yeah.
But I'd never really thought that before, as far as the mask itself in the movie.
Like I said before, I just rewatched some of these movies, and when I was watching, I think it was 4. I'm sitting there going, it looks like the mask itself looks like Data instead of Captain Kirk. So
Which movie is it where the mask looks like Scotty? That's the one I want to see.
That's the new Halloween 2018, I
Okay.
think.
Okay.
not while I'm drinking, Corey.
Well, now to you, Kory.
So this movie has probably my favorite, like, childhood video store story. I'm almost positive this hit the video store in my hometown in the summer, because I vividly remember going like every day to the video store, and it was back in the day when they had one copy of this stupid ass VHS, and it was always out, and I was waiting for the day that I would go in there and it was in, so I could finally watch this movie. and the day finally comes, and it was a great experience going home and being able to watch it. It's a movie that I just didn't watch much after that, like through the years. And I remember watching it again a couple of years ago, and I was like, man, this is actually pretty good. Like I really enjoyed watching it again for the first time in a while. And I think to me it's maybe Donald Pleasant's best performance. I love the scene with the old man where he's riding down the road with the old man. And then he just goes insane at the end because at the end he's pulling a gun on a child. So I laugh hysterically at that every time I watch the ending of that movie. So, but yeah, I enjoy it. It's probably 1, 3, 2, and then 4 for me if I was going to rank these. So
That's a decent ranking, and I like what you say about the ending. It does kind of go off the wall, and there's one we're talking about. You kind of have to forget about that, though. I guess you could say by the next one it's a dream or something. I don't know. It's just great otherwise. And Sean mentions in the chat, I think this is pretty. Yeah, it's Famous Mistake. The mask is pinkish with blonde hair. I think I don't know what happened there. If it just got thrown in by accident and they were shooting too fast late at night, everybody was tired or on coke. Yeah, fuck it, fine. Let's do this. Now
Let's go with the Coke theory.
That's what I got for Anyway, Jake, part 4. You hate it?
This is the best movie in the series, hands down.
There you go.
It's got the best opening in the whole series. This movie feels like fall. It feels like Halloween. First one I ever saw. And as a kid, being around the same age Jamie was, I don't know, you could just relate to her a lot more. And I love that character. So, yeah. I mean, there's really not much. I mean, it's the best. I don't care what anybody says. I'll fight anybody. 4 is better than Carpenter's original.
No.
Arguably.
Yeah. No.
There's
Because
no
as
arguing.
much as I love 4, I don't. That's why I can't really rank them.
Let's go to
hard
old
to top those two.
IMDb and see what he has to say about it.
IMDb is wrong.
Curiosity.
A lot of people would think you're wrong, but I mean, I'm with you. I know, I understand your feeling, but it is definitely debatable.
Well, to you. Not to me. I know. No, I love it. I really do. It's one, like 4 and 5, no matter what, I'll probably watch them twice during October.
Oh, wow. 5, you say?
Yeah.
Oh.
'Cause 4 and 5 are the 2 I watched the most as a kid. Because they were the only 2 that the video store that was right across from my house had. So I'd always rent them.
Okay, so I understand the love for 5 you got, and it's at least not the worst of the entire franchise, but we'll get to that. Orc, what do you think? 4?
Yo, what's up? Hi.
Hi, Orc. Comparing 4 to the first one is insane, Sean.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I know. It's sad Jonathan had to poop out. Hopefully he can make it back. Hopefully everything's okay.
Thank you at night. Part 4 has the best intro out of all the films. When they pick him up, and then what happens to the ambulance. Best shit.
Oh, yeah. That's a good scene. The eye, the thumb in the eye, or the head, the forehead.
It's brutal.
Yeah. And it was a simple gag.
Jake, what's the quote when he's like, hell doesn't have nothing to do with this place? So this is where society dumps its worst nightmares, something like that?
Was he talking to the drunk guy?
No. When the cop is taking them down to pick up Myers.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember.
Yeah, but that was like one of the best quotes.
I think it was Jesus has nothing to do with this place.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
It's a great line.
But yeah,
and like you also said with the old guy scene too, just the whole religion aspect. It wasn't blasphemous, but it was just great writing. for this type of movie. Great poster's awesome too.
That's pretty much it.
Oh, the mask is dog shit. You guys can at least say that much.
I like the mask. I like the mask for 5 too.
And I agree with Jay. If you're really comparing the masks to all the other films, including especially the first two, that the Part 4 mask is like a dime store.
I'll say
Come on,
like
Sean, don't make fun of me.
the Part 1 mask is the best, but I don't hate the Part 4 and Part 5 mask like everybody else. I think there's 2 in the series that are way worse.
Well, it's we're talking. This is a Michael Myers mask now. This is not a William Shatner mask anymore. He pulls it off the rack, right?
Well,
Yeah,
and I
he
was
gets
just
it
going to
at
say it
the-
was from just like, a dimes to a hardware store. So it isn't supposed to be the same mask from Part 1.
Right.
Yeah,
Like
and
it's him. It's his mask. His own mask.
I love that whole scene too because like back in the day, I mean, you go to a drugstore and Halloween, they'd have all that together.
Mm-hmm.
So this was just, I guess, really more nostalgic for me than anything else, and that's why I always love it.
I agree with you 100% on that. It's like you said. I mean, I'm basically the same age as Daniel Harris, and like all the stuff in the store, and all the kids with the vacuum form mask on and the latex suit. Like that was me every year, for quite a few years. And I miss that stuff, but I got nostalgia love for it like crazy. You fuckers got what you want. You got more Michael Myers since you hated Part 3 so much. He's back.
I know, ain't it great?
Which I'm glad they did, Jay. As much as I love Part 3 now, I don't think I'd appreciate 3 as much if they didn't bring back Michael Myers for another 4 or 5 more movies.
This was the first one I saw in the series, I believe. First one I rented. So you can imagine I had no idea what was going on. But yeah, I like it. I like 4. It'd probably be number 4 out of the first 4 for me so far.
Okay. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 are your okay. The first one does have a great opening. I mean, the point of view shot, it's great, but so is the second one. Like I said, I have a memorable moment in the opening of Part 2. Daily Ghost, you could argue this with any franchise, but to me, it's not always true. But none of the sequels would exist without the original. Of course, that is true, always true. But discussion over, I don't know.
I'm watching it right now, and it's the part where Loomis is in the car with the priest. They're like, who could be the craziest right now?
And that's just fantastic.
Yeah.
Also, this was the first one that I rented too because 1 and 2, 1, 2, and 3 were always out of people were always renting them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially for a lot of our ages. I know at least Jay and Kory and I, and well, like you said, we're all pretty similar. It's these two movies, 4 and 5, are kind of our era of you're right at the peak of our 80s horror watching at this point.
I mean, going forward, this movie's heads and shoulders above the stuff coming after this,
Yeah.
So, I'm all for these 2 movies, 4 and 5.
Oh, well, I wouldn't say 5 necessarily, but
Cops do it by the book.
But after 5 is 6.
yeah, but after 6 is 7, so we'll get to it. Jamie, Halloween 4.
This does not rank high on my list. And I am the only person. Am I the only person here who saw them in order? I might
Probably,
be the only person
possibly.
here.
Probably.
That probably has something to do with it. I was a little older when this movie came out. I think I was 12, maybe. I can't remember what year it came out for sure, but I saw it at the theater, just like I saw everything at the theater. And I just wasn't impressed. I don't remember anything about it, to be honest. I mean, I guess it is time for a revisit because if I'm watching Halloween movies, I skip 4 and 5 every time. I will not watch them. I don't like them. I know a lot of people do, but I just didn't like it. I didn't like the end. Is the end where she is in the Halloween costume and she's got the knife and it looks like she's going to be the killer for the next one? Is that the end of 4?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
hated it. I hated it. I was like, what? and it was too predictable. I thought they only did that because they wanted to call back to the other one, and at that age I felt stuff like that was stupid. So I didn't enjoy it as much as you guys did, and it's one that I've probably visited the least. 4 and 5 are just they rank last on my list, to be honest.
Why?
Oh,
I'm
wow.
sorry, guys. Sorry,
5 I
guys.
can maybe understand, but 4 I don't know. And I do agree with you on that ending where they tried to do the thing where it looks like she's going to take the helm. I didn't like that either, but they corrected that.
If 4 would have been, better, like I would remember more about it, right? If I really liked it. And I remember nothing. I don't remember one event from the entire movie except for that very ending shot. That's it. And I wish I could tell you that I liked it, but I really know that I didn't like it in the theater, and that we went to Sbarro's afterwards for pizza, and we were all bitching. We were all bitching about it, And I don't know. I just didn't like that one as much, but
Wait. I thought
guys can
Sbarro was sacrilege for you guys.
what? I live in New York.
I know. I thought the New York.
Yeah, I thought
people
that wouldn't be
like it.
authentic New York pizza, Jason.
I don't live
That's
in New York
Maltese.
City. I don't live in New York City. In New York City, they probably have like tons of pizza like that. When Sbarro's was here back in the 80s, that was like the shit. That's what we all went there. I got kicked out of that place so many times for unscrewing the salt and pepper shakers. Oh yeah, we did that a lot. Yeah, it was fun. We had like an actual restaurant. It was so cool, but they had mirrors everywhere so they could see what we were doing. We always got kicked out of there.
Oh, and real quick, the original Halloween is 7.7 out of 10, and part 4 is 5.9. So,
Well, those ratings, IMDb, Rotten Tomato, that's all just a bunch of
is it?
horse shit.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think it is. I mean,
It
look
is.
at most of your favorite movies and tell me the score.
To be fair, I will revisit it and I will tell you guys how if I changed my mind about it, because I do think it would be fair of me to revisit it at an older age and see if I've changed my mind. There might be some things that I see in it that I like now that I didn't notice when I was younger, but it really is like low on my list. So sorry.
Well, I mean, if it's been a while, yeah, I do recommend rewatching it with just sort of an open mind. It may get you like part 3, got me eventually.
Maybe.
I love it.
Jake, if you're having thoughts about harming yourself, I'm here for you.
No, I think I'll make it.
We didn't diss Corey Feldman this episode, so I think we're okay.
Yeah, I'm a little sad about that. I think Corey Feldman should be in everything, but
I do agree.
He did
Jay-
confuse Friday the 13th for Halloween in a documentary. So
And Jay, I know I've been trying super hard to book him for your birthday. I know your birthday's just coming up too soon, and Corey Feldman is asking way too much.
Ah.
I know it. Damn it.
Son
Anybody
of a
has a
bitch.
connection, holler at me. And
what's
Please
his
help us
asking
out,
price
guys.
for like a
Oh.
private gig?
I mean, his private gig is going to be probably even, it's going to be thousands, just even if it was
I could probably,
like this over.
I can probably get him some
TV.
oxys or something. He's cool with that.
what are you wanting, Jay? You wanting a lap dance or?
I mean, shit, his cameo's $250
Jeez.
just to tell you happy birthday, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, dude?"
He wants him to dance like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I know, and that's going to cost even more than that.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I still got the dream.
But I know I was dreaming with you. I had been working on it, and I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all good, man. Thank
You know what you do? You just you download someone else's Cameo and just like dub over with Jay's name.
Hey, happy birthday,
we should have done that. Happy birthday, Jay.
That's stupid. I wouldn't want to spend that kind of money on a cameo.
Yeah,
That's too much money.
There's
especially
never
if
too
he's not
much
really going
money.
to sing to you.
When it's Corey Feldman, price ain't
$20,
enough.
man. I'd give him $20.
I bet I could get him to sing to you.
I mean, even if it was like 50 or 75, I would have tried. I'd been messaging him, "Hey guys, let's throw in a couple bucks. We could get get this, but it's $250. Yeah. Anyway, I still enjoy his movies. Halloween 5: The Revenge of Michael Myers.
Has anybody else noticed that this entire franchise is divided up into like 2 movie segments? You got 1 and 2 that are together, 4 and 5 are together, 6 and 7 are together.
No, they are not.
Yes, they are.
6
say
and 7
7
are
and
not
8 are
together.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Hey.
not 3.
4, 5, and 6 are kind of they're together.
They're a trilogy. They're the Thorn
Yeah.
trilogy.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. 7 and 8 are together.
Yeah.
So, okay, not 2 movie segments, but pretty
Segments
damn close.
of parts
Yeah.
of the movies. I get
Remakes
you.
of 1 and
Yeah.
2 don't exist. They're together. I can fucking suck my dick.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We will.
Yes. I actually enjoyed 5. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the mother doesn't die in 4.
Does not know.
Thank you. I, for whatever reason, for the longest time, I thought that Jamie actually killed the mother at the end of 4, which is why I was so confused with 5 and why Rachel was so willing to go back and help take care of Jamie or whatever. So,
I thought she got the scissors, but am I thinking of a different kill? Like in the sewing room?
no, she got the scissors.
got
She
scissors
attacked
in
the
bath-
mom,
in the bathtub. Yeah, she attacked.
but she didn't kill her.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to run away, Jess.
I'm still here.
But no, I love the movie. It's not. I don't think it's as good as 4, but it's still watchable. It's still good. It's still fun to watch. And actually, looking at my notes, I actually wrote down that the mask, the data mask, was actually in 5, not 4. So
Oh. Well, look at the 4K covers. It's either 4 or 5, and it really looks like Data. The new 4K.
You're talking Data from like Next Generation?
yeah,
Yes, Star Trek. Look at those new 4K covers and tell me if not 4 or 5. I can't remember. Does not look like Data on the picture.
Part 5 when there looks like Nick Cage.
The long hair.
Yeah.
Sean has no comment on part 5. You could get Feldman's band before Feldman's solo. I wonder how much.
Give you a little spoiler alert. In Halloween Ends, he looks like Bruce Willis. So.
Oh God.
I've seen the memes, and they got it for like Halloween Kills, and he's got like a, he's going bald up here on the mask, got like half the hair.
He spill a bunch of mustard on himself or something? Why is he? What's the yellow?
Well.
Whoa, MJ. Oh, I don't know if you would want to take that back at this point. I was rolling with you with your top 4 ranking. Now he says 5 and not 4.
So he's going 1, 2, 5 H2O.
Oh wow. Oh now, yeah.
Now the question is, if he says 5, is he meaning the 5 that has the extra footage added back into it that they took out that makes 5 actually a little bit better? Because I think that. Well, I should wait for my turn. Huh? Sorry.
No,
you're fine.
You can chime in even.
Yeah, I just think that with 5, there's a version of it where they added in some of the extra footage that they took out of the kills that makes some of the kills better. And I actually think it made the movie better. So I don't know if he's talking about that version. Yeah, it definitely puts 5 above 4.
To let you know, MJ, she's in both 4 and 5. The little girl, Jamie, which is Danielle Harris. Did I get that right?
no, it's Mary Beth Dunstan.
I don't know. I guess it's my turn. I'm going to quote 5 as being the best of the worst. That's what I like to call it, because it is. I used to like it more than 6, but now I think Curse of Michael Myers is better than 5. It's rented it on VHS like you guys many times. most memorable, by far not the first viewing of mine though. With the fifth one, I remember watching it camping. You might have been with it down at Seven Ponds at the camper, Kory. I don't know. I'd rent it, and I remember watching it.
Yeah.
With a couple of friends there. I thought you might have been one of them.
The refrigerator's chained to the trees.
Yeah.
Beer inside. Yeah.
In the mid 90s and mid to late 90s. So that was one of my most memorable watching it. And I watch it every year. It's much better than later ones to come. It's part of the series. But again, it's the best of the worst of mine. So if I had to rank the original run, it is definitely in the lower end. Mr. Kory.
Well, this is where they really start to step off a cliff for me. This is the one with the barn scene, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's literally all I remember from this. It's like it's just there for me. I don't know. It's not great. It's not bad. It is what it is. So that's really all I can say about it.
The barn scene sticks out in my memory the most too of that movie,
Yeah.
as far as scenes. So that's interesting. I don't know if that says that's one of the best scenes of the movie or what.
I mean,
Jake?
he has a sickle, right?
Yeah.
You don't see that too often, I guess.
No.
I love this movie. It's my third favorite out of all of them. It's not perfect like 4 is. There's a lot of stuff. Like, everybody hates on Tina, and I don't get it. I think she's fine.
She's not at all my problem with it.
The biggest thing, like, I don't know why they had to write Ellie Cornell out of it and just kill her off that quick, because I like the dynamic they had in 4. But I mean, I love it. I don't get the hate that it gets, because there is, after this, for me, that's piles of shit and after a pile of shit. So yeah.
Well, I mean, there is, like I said, much worse movies than Part 5 in the franchise, but I guess
This is where
it's not a favorite though.
Drops off.
Christian, hello.
He's alive.
Thanks for coming. I can shoot you the link if you are available. But and hello, Dying Breed. Thanks for joining us. I will do that, Christian. Everybody was worried about you, by the way, but he is alive. Christian lives. CHH lives. Orc Part 5.
Part 5 keeps me alive. Oh yeah. I know. Part 5, let's see. Way better than 3. Way better than the Rob Zombie Halloweens. I like the Thorn trilogy. It's good. Yep. I'd go 4, 5, 6. But yeah. I'll get into my top 3 later. That's pretty much it.
So I'm guessing Part 4 made a decent amount of money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Because they really churned this one out. It came out like the year after, right? So,
I don't even think it was a year.
wow.
Well, after the disappointment with Part 3, they took, a couple years before you had another one. And then 1988, they did The Return of Michael Myers. So, yeah, Part 4 made a ton of money.
And then
Yeah,
apparently,
that theater was packed.
Part 5 was the least grossing in the entire franchise, which I find hard to believe.
Yeah.
Speaking of, see, I love this so much. I even got a Halloween 5 one sheet original,
Nice.
No way.
signed by Danielle Harris.
How much should that cost you? Pre-autograph.
$40.
Really?
See,
Damn.
there was a point in time, like this is, I've had that probably 5, 6 years now. There was a point in time where she would not sign anything from Halloween 4, because that's when she had her stalker. And I would have got a Halloween 4 one sheet signed, but so I got that one instead.
What's she doing? Just give me $20? I mean,
Yeah, it was. See, I've met her twice.
Now, is she nice in person or is she phony
Oh, yeah.
nice?
No,
Is she real?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, she's really nice.
She gives me a mixed vibe watching her in interviews. I mean, I love her. I think she's great in what she does. I loved her on
Yeah.
Roseanne. I loved her, even in Rob Zombie. She's one of my favorite parts of it.
Um, Last Boy Scout. She's good in that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she owns ice cream.
I thought she was good in Urban Legend.
Yeah.
I
That's
liked
another one of
her.
my favorites.
Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
She's in that.
Yes. She's one of the kids. Yeah. She's
God, I
great in
haven't watched that
too.
movie in years.
I just bought it this past summer. You want to borrow it?
Sure. No,
She was
wait,
also-
I've got it.
She was also Darlene's best friend in Roseanne, wasn't she?
Yeah. Yeah. She's awesome in that too. I mean, her character is kind of a biatch, but
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, next gen, Dying Breed. There, Mikey. Gotcha.
Cool.
Cool. Welcome, brother.
Oh. Hi, Mikey. You changed your name. Do you want me to speak on 5? Because I mean, obviously, I didn't like it, and it's low on my list. So I really don't have much to say about 5 either. I think it's time for a rewatch of 5 as well because I really don't remember much about it except for actually, I don't remember anything. Did they try to do some sort of weird no, that was 6. Never mind. I can't even remember it. See?
See, five's where they start the Man in Black.
Yes.
Yeah, they start that at the end of 5.
And they never explain it.
Well, they kind of do in 6.
Kinda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah,
I know he's in more of when they added in the extra footage. They put more of him in too. I at least that's what I think I read. But I do have to see the extra footage version of it. I've only seen the actual extra footage itself, so I do need to rewatch it.
Well, another thing about Part 5 that you just kind of triggered, not just the Man in Black thing, but the house. The Myers fucking house. What the hell?
yeah,
Yeah, it was weird.
it was different, but
You
See,
could
I
not
love-
find a house. I don't care if it's the exact looking, but you couldn't have found something that's similar. I mean, there's half
Well,
a dozen or more I drive by in this town that you could go, oh, that would have looked like closer at least.
I mean, I bet they went into production after they saw the returns from 4 because this really came out right out a year, a little less than a year than 4.
Might
It
have
was
been
so
less, yeah.
fast, and I don't know why studios do that because that's usually bad stuff happens.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I think that back then, because I think that they just figured that people wouldn't notice or wouldn't care, because putting like suspension of disbelief was more prevalent back then. People were more willing to just put that kind of stuff aside and just enjoy the movie rather than focus on the fact that it wasn't the right house. I focused on the fact that it wasn't the right house, but that's me.
I think
You know?
you're right to a degree that probably normal people just watching it that aren't like huge horror fans probably don't care.
They don't notice.
And I don't think studios care; they just see dollar signs. So they're just like, this one made a buku of money, so let's get another one out there and hope it does.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah. And Loomis is a dick in this one too. I don't know if anybody brought that up.
No, they didn't. Good point.
That girl.
Ben Grimm never thinks, let me put in Halloween 5. Again, there are much worse ones in the franchise, though, to go.
I think I don't know. I guess because I got an attachment to it. And I just don't see how anybody. I hate them.
I enjoy 5. But I may have lost all credibility on my response
Yeah.
to Part 3, so
I'm not so sure how many out there are now listening to your opinion on this franchise. Sorry, Kory.
probably not very many.
Or mine either, because apparently I love the ones everybody hates.
And Jay, you didn't care for it too much, or you have much to say about it even?
I'm fine with it. I think it has some cool kills,
Yeah, that it does.
It does.
and I love Danielle Harris, so it's always good to see her. And I agree with Jake. I wish they'd kept dynamic of her and the sister a little bit longer. But
Yeah, I don't get it, man. They just killed. They didn't even. They just killed her off like in the opening 15 minutes, and she was such a big character. I don't know if there was. I mean, they couldn't get her or what. I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his first appearance on the Horror Rumble. Been trying to get him on for a while. Better late than never, Mr. Christian Hannah Horror.
So guys,
Don't touch your eyes.
he comes in. What's up, man?
How y'all doing?
Thanks for coming, man.
Oh, thanks for letting me hop on.
Of course. You're welcome anytime, as any of you are. You're great people. What do you want to give us a quick run through your thoughts on 1 through 5? Or
I love all of them. 3's my favorite, but I love all of them.
Oh, I'm so glad you weren't here at the beginning then, Christian.
What happened?
This guy hates 3.
That's fine. I still love the guy. I still love Kory.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
It's all right. We tried to set him straight.
That's fine. Okay.
We're going to watch that one together, Kory. You're going to love it. So 1 through 5, you love them. Do you have any quick ranking of them? Any things that stick out in those first 5 movies that... And 3's your favorite?
Who was defending Tina? I caught a little bit of somebody defending Tina.
It was Jake.
Jake. And,
Yeah,
I have no
I
problems
agree with him
Tina.
too.
I like Tina. I just think, what the hell is the girl's got a personality? What's so wrong about that? You know what I mean? This what really pisses me off. The other broad in the movie.
The blonde-haired girl.
Rachel. Was that her name? Not Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel.
I think Rachel.
Rachel. In the 25 Years of Terror documentary, she's talking about how she was supposed to get scissors shoved down her throat in the beginning of 5, and she was like, "Oh, I told them no way, we're not doing that. That's too demeaning to that character from 4." What the hell is the matter with you? You're doing a horror movie, so all we get to see is Don Shanks grab a cheap ass pair of scissors and do this to you, which costs $2 for the film roll, whatever it is. Like, that really sucks. Like, why you're doing a horror movie? Why are you refusing to get cool kills done to you? If I do a horror movie, I want to die in the most disgusting way possible. So to hell with her. I mean, I like her in 4. Don't get me wrong, but like when I was hearing her say that, I was just like, "What are you doing? It's a horror movie."
Any actor who gets in a horror movie, that's one of the first things they do. Usually that I've seen is, "How am I going to die? How's my death scene going to be? Is it going to be awesome?"
Right.
Yeah. So, but I do love. I love 3. I love 1 and I love 1 obviously. 4 is the one like I watch the most though. I love 4. I throw on, man. That DVD and Blu-ray spins in this house like a freaking, I don't know. That sucker's always spinning. So 4 and 5 really. I just love I love all of them, dude. I really do. I will watch any Halloween movie at the drop of a hat. If somebody wants to watch it, no problem. At the drop of a hat, I'm throwing any of them on.
Really? Even the Rob Zombies one?
Sure, absolutely. I just watched Resurrection for my podcast, and it was the most fun episode I had. It was the most fun episode I had. We had a blast watching that crazy ass movie.
Oh well, definitely want to hear more about that in a couple. We'll get to that because I don't hate it as much as a lot of people do. It's definitely low on my ranks, but like I said,
yeah.
Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers. There's some things to be said about this one.
Everybody knows Paul Rudd's in this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a surprise like Dana Carvey in 2?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah. There's not really a whole lot I can say about this one. I mean, at least the version I watched the other day was interesting. I had fun with it. Of course, I also have 4 teenage kids constantly running in front of my TV. So
you have the producer's cut.
Is that the one
on
is that the one you got me?
Yeah.
Okay.
And see, I like the other one better.
I didn't see too many continuity problems with it, but it could have just been me. But I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. So.
Yahtzee.
Sorry, a little message. This movie has totally grown on me. It used to be towards the end of the ranking. I liked 5 better, but in later years, I like this better than 5. First time watch, I rented it on VHS right when it came out. We were over. You might have been in this one too, Kory, our friend, mutual friend Mike, in his basement watching it.
Yeah.
And when I first watched it,
Yep.
it was like I just kind of thought, oh, well, this is your basic, at the time, 90s, from the 80s horror movie. There was nothing special about it. And what was different, I didn't like at the time for a Halloween movie. But it did, again, it grew on me. Trying to see if I had any other notes. Yeah, it seemed bland. But going on the 2 different cuts, which for me, I like the theatrical cut better if I had to choose between the 2. But there are definitely elements of the producer's cut I would take and put in the theatrical cut, which you need to watch the theatrical cut, Kory. I think Donald Pleasance should have narrated the opening instead of Paul Rudd. That's the downside of the theatrical cut. There's a few other scenes I think they should have left in, but all in all, I still favor the theatrical cut over the
He
producer's
may have
cut.
died before they did that voiceover. He may have already been dead at that point.
Maybe.
Really? Though? Oh, when Paul Rudd did it.
Right.
But they had a recording of Donald Pleasance. It's on the
Oh, did they?
producer's
Okay.
cut. Yeah,
Okay.
it's the producer's cut. It's Donald in the opening credits narrating it. And it's like, why wouldn't you use his?
But
That is a
didn't
good
they
point.
didn't they make that? Like, he was already dead. I thought they took bits and pieces of stuff and kind of doctored it together.
I don't know. That could be true. I know that to be true for like part 7, or they used a voice imitator. But I thought part 6, he had it recorded.
It might have been. That could be. I may have been thinking about H2O. He has a voiceover in that, right?
Yeah, and I think an imitator did some of that with
Yeah, and
with
it's awful.
recordings.
I actually
But
think he
that's good.
died. He died right before the movie was released, but I think he was alive when it was finished. I think.
Yeah. When the main shooting was finished, it was reshoots. He had passed away by the time that was happening.
Yeah.
The actual main shoot, he made
Just
it
real
through
quick,
fine.
does anybody recognize this shirt? You gotta be a Halloween fan to really recognize this shirt.
Halloween 5, Big Cookie Woman.
Oh yeah.
Oh, awesome!
It's
That's
kinda,
nice.
that's the kind of horror shirts I like. You know, stuff
Yeah.
that's kind of, you got to be a fan to recognize it.
Which, by the way, I don't know if you want to show your shirt real quick.
Oh.
Jonathan was here. I would have.
It's my Halloween 4 shirt. I don't know actually which one this is.
2.
Says 2.
2.
Deuces.
Oh yeah, it says 2. Wrong side. Whatever. I can't.
Cool.
I can't do things
Hell.
backwards.
Jay,
Should
show
have
us your
worn
shirt.
mine. I got nothing.
I'm coming for you. Hold on.
I found this at Walmart, by the way.
Oh, that's pimp, man.
Oh,
That is pimp.
Oh, I like that.
Or
Walmart's got some good shirts.
Kory.
Oh, there you go.
And of course mine, which I think I've actually worn it up before.
I love that.
That's too sexual.
Actually,
Jess, take
that was a
that.
gift. That was a gift from Kory. Did your wife make that?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Kory, since we all got a little closer.
$5 Fruit of the Loom from Walmart here.
That's not. I just bought that exact
Smart.
same shirt. Then
S'more
bought like 3 or
Corey
4 of
has this
those.
Halloween 3 in the background. I see his little mask back
I
there.
do. They're all back
Call
there
him
somewhere.
We'll call him S'morey Corey since we have 2 Corys.
There you go.
It's
Oh, yeah, I
S'morey
see
Corey.
the skull back
You out
there.
of focus, S'morey Corey.
S'morey from Coors and Doors.
S'morey Corey.
Now, Christian's shirt, the chick on his shirt reminds me of a chick that was on an old Skid Row shirt I had, straddling some fat dude in a wife beater who had a
Hell
salami
yeah.
sandwich in one hand and a shotgun in the other, and on the back it said "Eat, Fuck, Kill."
Oh, man.
I love that shirt.
Hell yeah.
I'll look that up right now.
One last thing about part 6 that I'll mention before we'll go to S'morey. I got to bring up Mrs. Blankenship again, and the witch
Oh, not
cult.
her again.
This is how this film really ties in part 3 to the series officially. Mrs.
No, it
Blankenship.
doesn't.
I'm sorry, screw you guys.
I
Mrs.
do love
Blankenship.
the Halloween, like the story she's telling, like of the origins of Halloween or whatever. She's telling to the kid. I think that's good stuff.
She's a creepy old hag.
Yeah.
And she's part of the witch cult. And again, she's mentioned in part 3 when the lady's dad disappears. It was Minnie Blankenship in the witch cult. But I've said my piece.
I agree
Kory.
with Jonathan on that.
He's not
Do
here
you know
anymore.
how many
He has
people
no voice.
named Blankenship there are between
Come
Illinois
on.
and California?
In this franchise, though, how much of a coincidence is that?
Do you know how many? Okay, I understand Haddonfield's a made-up place, but just kind of based on the general area of where it's supposed to be in Illinois, do you know how many people there are named Blankenship between where Haddonfield's supposed to be and where we live? It's like a 2-hour drive.
Yeah. Do you know many Blankenships? Many of them with the
Oh
last
yeah,
name.
30 of them. Yeah.
yeah. Thanks, Jake.
You guys are liars. You're liars. Let's go to my friend Kory at S'mores and Doors.
Well, I don't have a whole lot to say about this one. I think to me, it's kind of on even par with 5. But I'll give the edge to this one just because I think the atmosphere in it is a little better, a little more Halloweenish and creepy. So that's really all I got to say on it.
Okay. Jake, what are your feelings being the guy who loves 4 and 5? Do you like how this trilogy ended in the middle of the series?
Yes and no. I really hate what they did to Danielle. Jamie Lloyd should have been in this whole thing.
100%.
Yeah.
But that being said, I think this close second, like atmosphere wise, of feeling like actually Halloween. There's a lot of good stuff in it. That radio DJ, he's a dick.
He is, but I've grown to like that character
Yeah.
being in the film. I mean,
Yeah.
he gets it.
And I don't like the producer's cut. I like theatrical, but
Right on.
this right here is kind of where it does kind of end for me as far as being good.
Oh. That breaks my heart a little bit. MJ seems like a big supporter, though. He's been waiting for us to talk about 6. Yeah, curious what our points of view is. We're getting to it.
Also, I don't get why everybody hates Paul Rudd in this. I thought he did what he was supposed to do.
Sure.
It wasn't enough for MJ that Paul Rudd was a main cast member.
Paul
I
Rudd's
think
not
he's
the
great.
problem.
Yeah, he's by
No,
far
he's
not the
fine.
problem.
He's
Yeah. Oh, it looks like Jay's gonna get there, but we'll get to him. Any last thoughts, Jake?
nope.
Then Orc from Orc.
What up, fam? All right.
That's something different. Than
All right.
So, all right. So Mike gets lucky with Jamie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
See, I never buy that.
Yeah.
I
Must
never
have
bought
been-
that part of it.
I feel bad for Jamie. Not you.
I know.
You do.
I know.
And you have less of that even in the theatrical cut. There's no real even sign of that, in my opinion, in the theatrical
Yep.
cut. But I could
Yep.
be wrong.
I'm a big fan of Yahtzee. Like you were saying. Yep. Yahtzee.
It's your dance move too, isn't it?
Yep.
Skeet.
Now I saw the theatrical cut, Jess, in the theater, and yes, it was there, and yes, I knew what they meant, and
Really? Okay.
yes, I thought it was stupid. So, but
But I do think it's stupid, even if it does show through.
yeah.
Back to Yahtzee. It's the best. No, it holds a special place in my heart, near and dear to me, because I love Donald Pleasance, and it's his last film. You know.
Yeah.
Feels
Yeah.
bad, man.
Oh, and
My
you can
name's
tell
also
he's in bad
Donald,
shape
yeah.
at that point too. I mean, it is a little rough watching him in that final film.
Yeah, man. He takes the syringes. He's like, die!
Yeah.
Die!
Bagel.
Bagels! Bagels!
But thank God we got him, at least for that one last one too. I'll take it. He still puts through, as sick as he must have been, he
Yeah.
puts on a performance.
Well, he's the standout in this franchise, I think. I mean, past
He's
six.
such a
of course,
savage too. When Daniel Harris was like young, he would let her just be in her trailer, be in his trailer. I mean, he had like another one that he didn't even use.
Yeah, when he
Yes.
left, he let her have his. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I meant.
that was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, don't
There's
don't
not a bad
insinuate that
word you
he's
hear
bringing
about
a,
him.
don't
Was that
insinuate he was
sorry?
bringing a 6-year-old girl into his trailer now.
You know, fucking god damn it.
No, not at all. He after
was a savage,
he was
man.
off the job, he told them to keep his big ass trailer for her.
I know.
I've heard nothing but good things about the man, which, you know, he drank,
You
but
heard it here first, folks.
you know.
He was a pedo.
No. Oh God. Jay of all people saying that about Donald Pleasant.
No. Obviously, it's
Okay, what's your what's your thoughts on 6, Jay?
all right. 6. I think it's a travesty that I don't even think Danielle Harris was even asked to be in 6. I think
I think she was, but they offered her like scale minimum, and she wanted like just a tad bit more because
Yeah.
she's like, I was in the previous. Can't you guys throw me a bump?
guys cut craft services for a day or some shit. You know, like get her in the movie. Like,
I think she wanted more because she didn't like the way she was killed off, and I don't blame her. She was for that, for that trilogy. She's the Thorn trilogy. She's kind of the main point.
yeah, she is.
And
That's a missed opportunity there. Obviously, love Donald Pleasance. He's the highlight of this movie, even though I don't like it very much. I prefer the theatrical, like I think you said, Jess. I know when the producer's cut came out, was it maybe a decade ago or something like that? Everyone was like, "Oh no, it's the better version. It's the better version." And I don't like it very much
No.
at all. I like the Yahtzee. It's pretty funny, but not a fan of this movie. I like Paul Rudd, but
Paul Stephen Rudd.
oh, pardon.
Well, you reminded me of the change of actors too, guys. I just thought when I first watched it, I don't think it even registered to me that was supposed to be Jamie Lloyd. It took me
Right.
a couple viewings to realize.
Well, she's much older than Jamie Lloyd would have been.
Maybe. I mean, yeah,
yeah,
he definitely was much older, but Jamie would have been at least birthing.
How do you guys
pushing
feel about
18.
the Thorn cult as a plot line? You okay with that or no?
I think they could have done more with it.
If they had gone hard, like and gone, the next few movies with it, I think it probably would have been better. But
Yeah,
yeah. I feel like
I
they
was
try
okay
to
with it.
just squeeze it all in 6 to
Yeah.
explain it all, and it needed probably a couple more movies.
And then nope, never mind, scrap that. We got a whole new idea here. We got Gavin Williamson writing a movie, so
there's a part of me that's kind of glad they didn't go on with it because I was starting. I don't know. With 6, it didn't really make me excited about that Thorn cult. I almost did want to just forget about it.
6 could have been really good. It was just a missed opportunity, I think.
But it comes back. It's still to me a solid entry. It's definitely better than again what we're gonna get to.
I'll never watch it again. I'm good.
Commentary on Jay's channel next week. Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. Jamie.
This is a guilty pleasure for me. I like this one. I don't like it above. Like, I guess it ranks above 4 and 5 for me, at least. Paul Rudd being chosen. Now, I had just seen Clueless, okay, and I go to see this, and I'm like, what in the hell? This is not right. Paul Rudd does not belong in this movie. He was awkward and weird, and I felt like he was trying to pull like a Tommy thing. Like, when I say Tommy, I mean Tommy from Friday the 13th, like, from 5. Like, he was trying to be like all awkward and weird like he was in 5, and I just didn't like it. So Paul Rudd being in it is a little bit off-putting for me, but I also enjoy it because it's so weird. It's so weird and out there that I love it. Now, I hate the incest thing. I mean, I really hate it. It really irritated me. I was like, how dare they? How dare they put that in there? It disgusted me.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Also, isn't don't they pronounce it Sam Hain in these movies instead of Samhain, which
Samhain. Yeah,
you
you're right.
know, and that kind of always irritated me from the very beginning when they started the whole Thorn trilogy stuff. That and even in 3, didn't they? I think they called it Sam Hain in 3. I don't think they
Possibly,
called
yeah.
it Samhain, which it is supposed to be. It's Samhain. Now I understand people mixing it up. It doesn't look like Samhain, and I get it, but it just did irritate me because it felt like they didn't do enough of their research to figure out that they're saying it wrong. Um, I don't think I've seen. I might have seen both cuts of this, and I just don't know the difference. Um, did they put extra footage in the killings? Because I feel like maybe there was extra footage in the killings and stuff that I might
There
have
was, I
seen.
think, there's completely different scenes.
I think it's a completely
Yeah,
different ending too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
completely.
drastic.
And the
yeah.
ending to me is worse than the producer's cut. I don't like it.
I have
I'm,
seen this movie recently, but not recent enough for me to remember it in detail. And I do probably need to revisit that one just for kicks. I don't hate it, but I don't really love it either. So I guess it ranks like third up from the bottom for me.
okay.
So
It sounds like you liked it more than a lot of the group, but you're one of the only ones who really didn't care for Paul Rudd
no,
in it.
I find it a guilty pleasure because I think if I remember right, I like the kills in it quite a bit, and I think it's just a guilty pleasure because Paul Rudd is just so weird. It's such a weird choice that I find it interesting to watch it every time I do. So I don't hate it, but I don't love it.
Cool. Well, Christian, Chris and Michael Myers.
Love 6. I love both cuts of the movie. I was so excited to see it when Scream Factory was releasing the producer's cut because I hadn't seen it before. I could take either cut, whichever one somebody wants to watch. I'll watch both of them. It doesn't matter to me. I think 6 feels like the season of fall so much. It's unfreaking believable. Any time of the year I'll put 6 on, it feels like fall to me. I'd probably like the producer's cut a little bit more. I just because it's still fresher to me. I have watched the theatrical cut of 6 probably 809 times, and I could be underselling it. So like my producer's cut numbers are catching up to my theatrical cut numbers. So I typically watch the producer's cut more often now. I love 6. It's my jam. 6 is my jam. 6 is my go-to when I want that Halloween autumn vibe. So
I do agree with you on that. This one does have the cinematography. No laughing. The coloring of the film itself has a very autumn vibe. You were totally right. I
yeah.
agree.
And I love mean people in movies. I do. I can't stand it when everybody's likable. So the dad, John Strode, awesome character. I loved him because he was really mean. Didn't like his daughter. That's awesome. Not in real life, of course, but like, thank you. Somebody that's just cruel and inhumane, like somebody I can relate to. You know what I mean?
I was
I
like, wait a
love
minute.
I love when there's just cruel, mean people in movies because they're out there.
I
So,
love to hate him. Yeah, in the movies. You're
but
right. It's realism.
I just love the way his delivery was so good. You and a little bastard ears. Like, oh, dude, it
Yeah.
was so cold because you know
What
he
an
wanted to say
ass.
it, but you knew it wasn't gonna. So I love 6. I love 6. I don't feel like getting into how well it's made or how good the acting is. It's
You,
the 6th entry in a slasher franchise. I love 6. It's my jam, my all time jam.
okay,
So I love
respect
it.
that. And Lauren, thanks for joining us in the chat. You're more than welcome to join us on screen, but I know you have feelings. Horror should be off-putting and uncomfortable. The incest angle is fine. I didn't like it, but you do make a good point there. I think it was unnecessary, but very good point, Lauren. Any last thoughts on 6 before we move on to this fantastic freaking movie?
I did become a Brother Kane fan from this movie. I have since went through and I've got all their records from. They had like 3 records, I think. Wishpool's a fantastic record from Brother. They did the song in the movie that you hear that sounds like a rip off of Alice in Chains. You know what I'm talking about, Jess, right?
The
Bow now 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 now.
Yes.
Bow bow. That song. That's Brother Kane, the band.
The teens are going over the school in the open yard there. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Well,
now they use 2 different
band.
music. I think those songs are different in one cut.
Different spots. Yeah. But the band is great. So that movie gave me my love for the band. And Damon Johnson, I think is the name of the singer. He went and played guitar with Alice Cooper for a number of years. He was touring with Alice around 2006 and stuff. So I learned a lot from Halloween. I love when horror movies give me love for new bands and stuff. And Halloween 6 was certainly one because I love Brother Kane. And I'm not really a big 90s music guy, but Brother Kane is really cool.
Oh, sweet. Well, we'll have to get you back on if we do part 2 of horror-themed music. Are you playing it?
Somebody is.
Who is playing that?
My bad.
Probably
no, that's cool. Play it on.
Copyright, Jay.
Putting it in my playlist.
I'm not scared.
I covered that in the Patreon too. Great, cool. It's an awesome song.
I'll be re-looking that up. Yeah, for sure.
Everyone check that out over on Christian's Patreon. He's got some great covers over there.
Fantastic. There's too many to mention. Just get on his Patreon and check it out.
By the way, thank you, Jess, for
what did I do?
You sent me the other day.
Naked picture or something?
No, not this time. Not this time.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
I know it, yes.
It's my jam.
My jam too, brother. This is in my top 4. I was going along with MJ's ranking earlier till he confused 4 and 5, but it's up there, man.
We're about to change the minds today, Jess. We're about to change that. We are about to turn the dial on H2O.
Let's do this. Let's do this, Christian. Kory, start us off with your thoughts.
Well, I love this movie. And I don't understand why everybody continues to complain that Jamie Lloyd isn't mentioned in this. Why the hell would she? If Laurie Strode faked her death, and Jamie Lloyd was put up for adoption, her records would be sealed. Laurie Strode wouldn't know anything that's happened to her or anything else.
Well, I think at one time it actually was in the H2O script that Jamie Lee Curtis was going to mention her, but then they decided not to.
And it's not in the film. So
it's fine.
Why would she? Yeah. If she has no connection or no contact with her, and as far as Jamie Lloyd's concerned, her mother's dead. So she
and Jamie Lloyd is dead at this point too.
Yeah,
so
but Laurie Strode wouldn't know that. So why would she be brought up in H2O?
Good point. And here's where Jonathan, if he was here, we'd start our big fight of that's just some of that. You squint your eyes, but they did add the fact that she had faked her death, changed her name. So you could still include 4 through 6. Squint your eyes a little bit, and it works with H2O. So she gave up her daughter, had a son maybe with another guy that she divorced quickly, and I don't know. It's part 7. It's Halloween 7.
She was an alky by H2O, so I mean it could have been a one-night stand.
Yeah. So I think it fits in just fine. I don't think it goes Halloween 1, 2, and then H2O as far as a lot of people like to say the timeline goes. To me, this is
because she died in a car. She died in a car wreck in part 4.
Yeah, but she even says in H2O she faked her death.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
There's the clear explanation for that.
A lot of retconning going on in this franchise, huh?
Well, and that's where I'm trying to stop the retconning continuously.
Dude, everything has been one continuous timeline. Everything. From now until... everything's been one timeline, dude.
Except for that atrocity part 3.
I connected it. I'm sorry.
It's in there.
It's in there. You're right.
Orc is going to go over parallel universes later in this stream, and he's going to... There he is.
Orc is a parallel universe. Well, Kory, are you done?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
fine.
Other than the mask sucks, and that was a few different people's fault. This is
Fucking
one of my favorites
sucks.
too. It does. It really does. In a lot of parts of it, they get it right in maybe a few scenes. It's the worst title. H2 Halloween Water. What the hell? It should have been Halloween: The Death of Michael Myers.
It should have
in this
been called
movie.
Halloween 1998.
It would have been okay. I mean,
I was joking.
I wouldn't like that much either.
I mean, what are you supposed to call it?
How about Halloween 7?
Halloween 7, the death of Michael Myers. It should have ended the original series, the original run.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine the trailer? Halloween 7. We're skipping the previous 3. Coming to a theater near you.
They didn't though. They didn't. It's Halloween 7.
But they said they did. They said back then that's
I
what
know
they
they said that's
doing.
what they were doing, but they added she faked her death, which ties in with part 4 that she had died.
Yes, I see what you're doing.
They wouldn't have had to do that, I think, if they were trying to at least somewhat blend it in with the other 3.
So now she's a piece of shit mother, and I like her even less.
I think Lorne he has a better way of explaining it, but he thinks that this Laurie Strode is more like Laurie Strode would be 20 years later than the Laurie Strode we get in 2018, 40 years later. Like the character.
Oh, we'll get there.
And I agree with that.
I have feelings about that too.
Yeah,
me too. He can explain it in better wording, but I agree with him. I think the performance, she's more Laurie Strode to me in this movie than this recent one. I rented it, of course, when it first came out. I wasn't super excited because at this point it was kind of in the bundle of other horror franchises. I was like, yeah, Michael Myers, okay, he's not my favorite. Give me Jason or Freddy. Or Chucky even. But man, I watched this and it was one of my favorites right off the bat. Yeah. I really wish the original series ended with this instead of what we got next. But here we are. S'mores indoors.
Let me try a different approach. I think this movie stinks. It's one of my least favorite late 90s horror movies. It kind of bores me to tears. What? And I feel like it's just it could have been any movie and they just kind of tweaked it a little bit to make it a Halloween movie. That's how it feels to me. So there you go.
Pornhub also tells us it's fine. I think Dan's referring to what Lauren
the
said
incest.
and the incest thing. So disappointed that you didn't cover the Lexi Bell and Chris Strode Halloween, as it's way better than 6. I'm not familiar with that, or maybe I would have.
Back me up here, Jake.
This movie is a piece of shit.
Oh God.
I mean, I liked it when I was younger. Then as I get older and rewatched it, it's boring as shit. For one, it doesn't feel like Halloween at all. The score is absolutely terrible.
H2O.
Let's see. The multiple masks are awful. The opening's good. I like the opening scene.
That is a badass scene.
I like LL Cool J in this, but everything else, I don't like it.
Todd is great in that movie.
It's not like the worst, but it's pretty damn close.
It is one of the best. What are you got? What is wrong? Son of a...
Hey, I'm gonna cut a promo.
At least none of you are whining yet that,
H2O.
it's a Scream. It's a Scream.
It is.
So much
It is.
like Scream. Well, it's
It
the
is.
time fucking period.
I'm
Of
gonna say
course
that,
it's gonna.
I was
Okay,
gonna
well,
say that.
But okay,
get
I
to you.
understand. Like,
H2O.
I know what she did last summer. Is everything.
It's fun to watch the.
Why the fuck
H.
did Halloween have to rip off anything? It's Halloween.
Right.
It's just the vibe of the time. I don't think it ripped off Scream whatsoever. I think it's just the time period. Just like Halloween 6 is mid-90s horror. That, pre-Scream is just that vibe. It wasn't great 80s horror. And
I don't think it ripped off Scream at all. Was somebody going to say that? That's completely insane.
Can you take me higher?
They got the same guy who wrote Scream to write this.
Oh, come on. Get to me. I want to go.
Let Jay go.
Jake, are you done?
I'm done. Fuck that.
All right. Well, you're wrong, but Oric, any thoughts on H2O?
It is my third favorite. It is my first Halloween theater going experience. Josh Hartnett is a fucking gangster. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
I don't know.
Ain't no gangster with that haircut.
And Activia is back in the picture. Mrs.
Josh
V.
Hartnett could
Curtis.
get it.
Right. Oh.
Yeah.
Shitting on a
Oric.
reg.
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
up, son? Yeah,
Not
what
let
you know
Michael
about
cut
it?
his hair.
What you know about it? So you want to go, son? You want to go? Shit, son.
I think they do his hair, the hair and makeup, and literally right before a take, he put like a stocking hat on and do all that on purpose.
He
I
put his
don't know.
beanie on.
He had problems.
That was the thing back then, you guys. You know it.
He just didn't want to look like a pretty boy, I think, in movies.
I mean, what's a cooler
What?
atmosphere than a private school filled with noobs, and they all go on a summer camp vacation or whatever the fuck it was,
Or
like a
I just
field
got one
trip.
question for you. I got
What's
one
up?
question for you, Orc.
What's up?
What's this life for?
Life for-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we ready to unleash Jay here? I'm
Let's-
interested. I'm interested in what he has to say.
Open the gates!
I was working at the theater when this was released. I don't know if you guys remember like how this was marketed, like the end all be all, you know, forget the last 3 movies you saw and liked, right?
Hmm.
We've got this new thing. John Carpenter's back doing what? Producing, getting a paycheck. Jamie Lee Curtis is back, sleepwalking through the whole movie. And guess what they do with her after the end of this movie? Oh, the beginning of Resurrection is just a travesty.
Hmm.
But don't
This-
bring that travesty
this-
into this great movie of H2O.
This,
Don't.
I mean, we're at the end of the Scream era at this point. We've had multiple Kevin Williamson pieces of turd come out and just stink up the screens. Like I hated all that crap. I didn't even like the original Scream. Like Josh Hartnett's fine. Like LL Cool J, I feel like is just playing the same character from like Deep Blue Sea. I just keep waiting for him to say like, "Bird, where's my bird?"
Jay, what's your favorite scary movie?
We
This
can't be
movie-
friends
this movie
anymore.
Sucks. This is not one good thing about this movie. That mask is the worst mask in the entire franchise.
Well, there's
Whoa.
One of the like
different
12 they
masks.
use.
I'll agree with you.
And by the way, Harvey Weinstein was raping chicks on the set of this. So you want to
Don't go bringing him into this.
You go ahead.
Hey,
I don't condone that activity.
he was probably on the set of The Crow too.
Oh, I don't like that mask. Let's get one of the other 20 masks we have over here. This
I
thing
agree
looks
with.
like
I
a fucking-
agree with. That was the shit. One of the shittiest parts of the movie, but everything else just broke my heart, Jay.
It almost looks like an alien or something. Like he's got the big black eyes, the big eyes cuts.
The blackest eyes.
I get what he was trying to go
God.
for, but it completely didn't work, and they should have realized that before they even rolled cameras.
The Devil's Eyes.
I saw this a few times in the theater, obviously because I could for free, and never liked it at all, man, at all.
That's something before we go on. Why did the mask change so much through the series?
I think about 3 different people had 3 different opinions on how the mask should be. Steve Meyer thought it should be more of like the more blank than the original mask, because that's what everybody watched and had in their head, even though it had features. Like he wanted a clean, white, no featured face.
It had a
Somebody
bunch of
else said
cooks in
that
the
wasn't
kitchen,
working.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think as it went on, you had guys with big melon heads that couldn't get the original mask on their heads, so they had to make new ones.
And-
They obviously looked different.
Watermelon heads.
And this is the biggest one of the Miramax getting all their fucking hands involved and ruining it.
Yeah.
It wasn't as bad on 6, but you can definitely tell on this one.
Which Miramax to mention they were the same companies at that point.
Well, yeah, but
Jess, before we go on, 2 things real quick.
Okay.
One, Jay, I was highly disappointed in you. You were
I stand
all
with
like,
Corey.
you were all like, let me go. I've got something I want to say. I was waiting for your face to turn red, spit to be flying at the camera. Nothing.
Well, I hate this movie. With the
I thought he
fiery
was
passion
pretty
of everything
angry. I
else.
about cried.
That was Angry Jay.
That
He's a
was
nice
Angry
guy.
Jay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the
Yeah.
first time in my life, I almost didn't want to be friends with Jay anymore.
The second thing I wanted to say was I thought I had a copy of this movie and I did not. So when I went to rewatch it, I actually found it on a streaming site. I'm sitting there and I'm rewatching it, and the part where Joshua Hartnett and the other little pudwhack are trying to sneak out, I didn't realize the movie was edited. So when they scare LL Cool J, he turns around and he goes, "Flippity shoot! You scared the snot out of me," and I about lost it. So
That's great.
yeah,
He's a nice guy, by the way, in real life. Todd Smith,
who?
Is that his real name?
LL Cool J.
Okay,
LL.
Jess, I want you to do me a favor. Okay, remember I was born in the '80s. I have long hair and I don't listen to rap.
Mama said knock you out.
Mama said, knock you out. Mm-hmm.
Jamie.
I see this movie as pure entertainment. It is a pure popcorn movie for me. I actually enjoy it. I don't hate it at all. I see it as part of a trilogy. The first two and this one. And I don't count any of the others in that trilogy, even the beginning of Resurrection, which we'll get to. And I have feelings about that, but they're not as bad as you guys think.
Can I get a real talk real quick?
Real talk?
Real talk.
Okay. Hey, Kory, guess what?
Which
Show
one?
his penis.
The one with a K.
Oh, what?
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
He's not gonna know what that is. He doesn't know the song, Orc.
Okay, never mind.
He doesn't know the song.
Sorry, just
You're talking to a guy who skipped his high school graduation to go see Poison on the reunion tour. So
Oh, that's always a good move. I approve of that.
Jamie.
anyway, Jamie,
I do appreciate that you think it's a fun movie and love it along with the first two. But again, you already know I think it's not a part of the trilogy. I think it's 1 through 7. H2O is where it should end. You guys tickling each other. Did you have any other thoughts?
Just that I like the fact that it calls out Scream. I like the fact that it calls out Scream as it pays homage to something that paid homage to it in the first place. I don't mind the cinematography in it. It is a little dark. But I didn't mind it. I like it. I like the flashy stuff from the late 90s. I always did like the flashy stuff from the late 90s. And I think that it goes along with all the rest of the stuff that came out in the same era. So
I agree.
For me, going to the movies at that time was just all about, fun. It was all about fun, enjoying some horror, enjoying seeing people get, slaughtered on screen and then, go home for the night. So I don't know. I enjoyed it. I don't hate it. It doesn't rank high, but it doesn't rank low. So it's in the middle for me.
Okay.
Don't you think Adam Arkin was trying too hard to be a George Clooney wannabe in it, though?
He was, but now, yeah, I did too at that time, I think. But now I think Adam Arkin is a much cooler person.
Fair enough.
CHH, no, you love it.
I didn't really start loving this film till after Halloween 2018 came out. To be totally honest with you, because I was like, when I watch H2O, it almost seems like to me Jamie's not acting; she's literally just being herself, just kind of aggravated the entire time. She did have kind of a pill problem. It's been documented. She's talked about it during that time, and she was drinking. So to me, it's like that was her in real life in the movie, and it was much more believable to me as a post-traumatic person as opposed to 2018, because it's so over the top to me in 2018. I don't want to get too much on that movie, but this one made me go back and appreciate Jamie Lee more in H2O. And I'm not a big 90s fan either with movies. I get in swings. Sometimes I'll want to go back and revisit them, and other times I don't want to at all. But H2O is one that I could throw H2O on any time. So it was really, I didn't really start really liking this movie more until 2018 came out, and I was like, let me go back and watch the original remake, the original reboot, as it were, for Halloween, and then I started liking this one more. But I've been a Creed fan since day one. Just saying, Orc.
It was the times, guys. It was the times. I don't think it was a ripoff.
My
It was just the
man.
times.
Maybe 6 feet is so far down.
Alrighty.
Jay, you reminded me, dude. Let me. I'm gonna grab my green screen, Jay. We about to go back and forth on this. Hold on.
Can you take me higher?
To a place where
I think I just took us lower. Why?
Hey, remember she lived? And hey, let's kill her off like in the first 3 minutes.
Evil finds its way home. Wow.
Well, and just the whole switch up. I mean, yeah, you bring Michael back, but not this soon and not this way. And don't say, again, H2O. That was a cool enough ending to end the original series. But go ahead, Kory.
No, I hate this mask. I don't know why. It doesn't.
Out of
do
all the
anything
things
for
in
me.
this movie, that's what bothers you.
That's what bothers me. Yeah, it's cringy, but it's watchable. I mean, I've seen worse movies than this, like Halloween 3.
Oh God.
How are
And
we even still friends after?
I do want to point out that as a Cubs fan, it was nice to see Henry Rowan Gardner in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Thought it was Rosenbagger.
It might have been.
Reuben Giver. He was fine. He was great. The cast didn't bother me too bad, except obviously Busta Rhymes. But
That reminds me. Apparently, I have listened to heavy metal for way too long, way too loud, because there's a point in the end of the movie where, like, what's his face and the chick are walking out of the garage, and he turns around, and he says something to Michael Myers. I think it's like "Happy Halloween,
Wreck
Mikey,"
yourself, fool.
and I thought he said "Happy Halloween, Whitey." So I had to go back and rewatch it just to make sure I got that right. So
was that after Trick or Treat, motherfucker?
yes, that's after that part.
Nice.
I don't know. My wife thought it was funny.
I saw this in theaters. It's the only Halloween movie I've seen in theaters, and I really feel bad about that. Yeah, it sucks. Had an okay time. It definitely didn't thrill me. Don't like how they brought back Michael. I don't like how they retconned the ending of H2O. I thought the opening scene with Jamie Lee Curtis was cool at first because Jamie Lee Curtis, they at least got her back for a scene because I know she didn't want to do anymore after H2O. But yeah, they shouldn't have killed her off. This is the worst of the original series run movie, in my opinion. Absolutely. And a lot of times I won't even... This is my after Halloween, Jake. But you have a better reason for watching yours after. This is like... Because I don't really want to watch it. But then I've watched all the other movies and I kind of want a little more Halloween. So I'll throw this in November 1st sometimes or 2nd. Just to remind myself that I'm done with Halloween now. Yeah. All I gotta say is it's also sad that this was the last movie in the main series, the main original series. This is how it ended with that there was no good ending for Michael Myers in that, and then we went on and we have Rob Zombie and all this other crap. That's all I got. Resurrection sucks.
Get to that part, Jess.
Well, I agree with the fact that the Jamie Lee Curtis shit is stupid. The movie's a piece of shit, but I give it a little credit for trying to do something different. think they were a little ahead of their time with that whole with the thing they were doing. And I don't know. Part of me thinks it gets way too much shit, and some of that's undeserving. But it sucks. But there's worse shit to come. So.
That's true. I do agree with that. I thought I was going to be the only one to say there's worse shit to come.
No.
What's up, Jay?
Those are some cool things you guys got happening there. It's hot.
I don't think Jay's even paying attention.
No, he's not.
he's
He's
muted.
beating it to part 5.
Jay's looking up that
I'm muted.
Halloween movie Dan was talking about. The Lexi Bell Halloween.
Oh, Kory at S'mores Indoors. MJ says that's a good point on the George Clooney comment.
That's what I always thought.
Well,
We're down to Jake.
My turn.
I think so.
It's not my least favorite, but it's not good. But it's a like dumb, fun movie to watch, I guess. I don't know. I get it. It's a piece of shit, I guess, at the end of the day.
Would you say everything that came before it is better, though?
Yes. No.
Oh, come on now.
I'd rather watch this than H2O, honestly.
Oh, my God.
I'm getting that way. Oh, shit. I'm giving away my answer.
But,
I fucking love this movie.
Oh.
yeah. I don't.
I don't want to cut in line, but I just think you guys can't accept the fact that Michael met his freaking match. He got his ass whooped, and you guys don't like it. He got his ass whooped.
I like it.
What?
I'm trolling, Jess. But honestly, we did a commentary. Me and my friend Nick for our podcast, we did a commentary for this, and we had so much fun. It's a ridiculous movie, but we had a freaking blast. We did. So I can't hate this movie. I just cannot do it.
I think having a moment like that, you could. Sorry to interrupt whoever that was. You could appreciate it with a fun group of friends.
Yes, that's what I want to emphasize. That's what I want to emphasize. I can watch if we watched it. I guarantee us, all of us would have a blast making fun of the film. We'd have so much fun. But
Very
if you
true.
when you go and see a movie and then you wait 3 years for another one to come out and you're very excited and you're ready to see that next installment in Halloween, and then you have Busta Rhymes doing what he does, you're going to be upset. Make no bones about it. But I had fun watching this with Nick. I had a blast watching Resurrection, so I can't hate it. I really can't.
Say what you want. It may be good or bad, but everyone knows that Busta Rhymes scene.
Yeah. Is Trick or Treat Motherfucker not the most quotable out of this whole series?
It's the best kill in the series.
Actually, my wife said it before he did, and I didn't think she's seen the movie once. So
I've never thought it's a bad line. I know you guys made fun of it, the Region Free folks, for a few years now. But
it's Rick Rosenthal's best Halloween film he's done.
Oh no! Oh my God! Christian.
I'm just trying to see if I get a reaction out of Jay or Orc, and they're just Orc looks like he's Stonehenged over there by Halloween 3. He's just frozen.
Let's get their thoughts.
The Patriots just missed the fucking field goal. I'm pissed.
He's watching football.
Patriots suck now, Orc. Come on.
I'm glad you're still here, though, Orc.
Sucks.
Sorry, I didn't want to skip in line, but like I can't
okay.
wait. I had to just say it.
And if you've got something there, somebody irritates what you're saying, or vice versa, throw it in there. It's a rumble, man. Punch him in the face.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It is a rumble.
I mean, we go around just so to make sure everybody's got, gets their jabs in. But if somebody says something to set you off, smack them in the face.
Yo, Jess, bitch.
Oh man,
With me?
What'd you have to hit me, York?
With me?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. All right, this movie is better than Halloween 3.
Oh, fuck it. I'm out of here.
You can go straight to hell, orc.
Yeah.
You know what your
You
name is
must be
backwards?
joking.
Crow, and that's what you are, a damn crow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Over the top, 2 feet hitting the floor. Okay.
You damn crow.
I
Okay,
partially
so-
agree with that, Daily Ghost, but I think like some of these guys, Christian made a great point, and if you're hanging with your buddies or a good group of people, good audience, good group of people, you could have a lot of fun with Resurrection.
That's all I got to say, girlfriend.
Stingray. What do you want to put
I've
in
been
this?
trying to find the movie I want to reference because I think as tired as the previous movie was, ripping off Scream, which we'd all seen 100 times at that point.
Bitch.
I was trying to find, with the camera and stuff, that it is some kind of unique stuff that it's kind of before its time, and I can't find the movie that I'm trying to reference, but it's an older one. Anyway.
Is it a found footage movie, Jay, or no?
No, it's not. It's like from the 50s. It's not a.
The 50s?
That's funny,
Yeah.
Ghosty.
From me to poop on.
But yeah, I thought it did have some original ideas in this. Obviously, killing off Jamie Lee in the first 3 minutes is stupid. Busta Rhymes is stupid, but like you guys were saying, I mean, people remember that shit. So I'm pretty much on the same as Jake feels. I like this over H2O.
Wow, guys. Wow.
So
Resurrection is growing. It's getting its fan base. People are opening up their hearts, their souls to it. Jess Graham, we are gonna fix you.
Well, I can accept that part of it. What you're saying right there. I don't hate. I own the movie, and I'll watch it over. Some of these ones after it, but
I wish I didn't own it.
But it's the H2O thing that gets
I'll
me.
take it.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was a mess, right? Jamie, she's like, "Hey, I'm coming back. Let's do a movie for me." Okay, but we're not just going to do one, broad. What are you thinking? She wanted it to end, but no, we're not ending it. And Mustafa Akkad was like, "To hell with it. Let's get Busta Rhymes in here and lay the smack down on Michael's candy ass."
God damn.
And that's what happened. Really quick though, I was talking to Nick about this. The idea of Michael not chasing a family member. And I'm sorry, 2018 doesn't count because it's still Laurie Strode, for God's sake. So it's not different enough. You could say it's not her sister, but like for the hardcore fans, like the idea of Michael not chasing a family member and legitimately just being a killer seems so cool to me, and I want to explore that one day. But it's it'll never happen. I don't think. It just won't ever happen.
Jay, if you find that the movie you were trying to reference, let me know. But
I'm sure Lauren knows what I'm talking about. Lauren, what's the movie I'm thinking about where the guy kills the women with the camera?
Peeping Tom. You
Peeping
fucking
Tom.
noob.
That's it.
Yeah.
There it is.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm
Great
a
movie.
fucking savage.
Or Crow. Look at Crow over there.
and I can definitely see that, Jay. Now that you've got the movie, that the relation to Resurrection.
I could kind of appreciate that much for it,
Well, and then there's definitely that one scene he actually does take the camera stand, single pod, whatever you want to call it, and stab. And Lauren,
monopod.
That's what I was. Thank you. I was like, man, you're sounding like an idiot. Thank you, Kory.
No problem.
I'll never watch any of the films from here on out again. That is why I didn't message you to harp on you to come on this time. But are you going to watch any that come out from this point on, Lauren? That's a question for you.
Oh, he is. He is. This is visited by choices.
He's got
not
a
voices. Visited by choices.
New shirt. Something. Visited by choices. I love it.
I told Piz, I said, Piz, you need to make a channel called Visited by Viagra. Anything that starts with a V or rhymes with voices, I've been trying to think of new channel names.
We did have a rapper in part 7. Let's have a rapper again. Good point, because I always forget, because I think LL Cool J is actually a pretty good actor. So I don't immediately think, oh, there's a rapper, and then we get busted rhymes.
Yeah.
Jamie's turn.
This movie has a special place in my heart because I watched this movie when I was right after I had my son. This movie came out, and so I was watching this movie on HBO in the middle of the night all by myself while I was feeding my kid every 3 hours. This movie kept me company. There's a few movies out there that I say this about because, like I said, you got to get up every 3 hours and feed a baby for like 3, 4, 5 straight months or whatever. And so it kept me company, kept me awake, and kept me interested. And I love Busta Rhymes. I saw him in concert, and I was 15 rows away from the stage, and I saw him fall off the stage when he was doing "Whoa Ha Got You All in Check," and it was so awesome. I just fell in love with his attitude. He jumped right back up on the stage like it was nothing, and was like, "Yeah," like that. And I was like, "This guy is freaking awesome." And
some
so
cred
when
for
he
that.
kicks his butt, I'm like, that is freaking fantastic. I like it. I don't hate the movie. It's in the middle for me. Like I said, my last movies are going to be like, 4, 5, and 6, and then everything else ranks above that for me. So,
Jamie,
mhm.
I got that head knock shit that make you break your neck.
Oh,
I don't know. Is that a Busta Rhymes song?
Yeah, go. Ooh-ah,
Oh,
Yes.
ooh-ha, got you
oh
on
my
check.
gosh.
Sorry.
That's
Hoo-ha.
the Cavassier.
Do you understand how I saw Cypress Hill right before, and so they were passing stuff around in the, I wasn't
Insane in
all
the
like, I didn't
membrane.
feel my legs anymore
Insane in the brain.
after that. So by the time they came on, I was in another dimension. It was awesome.
In the frying
Sounds like
pan.
it.
Yeah, you know how in Bully they talk about the Cypress Hill concert and that Buddha dude coming up on the stage? Yes, that Buddha dude was on the stage. They blow up this humongous Buddha dude, and it's awesome. The whole entire crowd sparked up. It was so fun.
Sweet.
I was young. It was fun. I don't remember much about going home that night.
Oh.
But yeah,
well,
so
that means it was probably a good time.
It
Unless Bill
was.
Cosby was there.
It was no, he was not.
Okay.
It was a good time, and anyway, that's the reason why it holds a special place in my heart. I mean, it was ahead of its time, and I kind of felt like it was ahead of its time when I was watching it. I was like, this is kind of a weird idea, this reality TV thing. I kind of see it as the MTV movie of the Halloween series. It's sleek, it's kind of fast paced, and it's got some pretty good kills. So I find it enjoyable, but that's about the extent of it. I don't look too far or too deep into it. So
That's
all
cool.
right.
Jackie Chan.
And what I just had up was obviously Lauren's response to he'll watch Halloween Kills once or any other, and then probably hate himself. But at least he'll give it a chance. Well, I think that's all the movies we have on this series. No.
Nice try.
All right. I guess we'll get through these quick.
I wish I could kill myself right now.
Okay.
That's
You
what
can.
you think. That's what you think, Jess.
Oh no. Well, hey, I'm glad you're with a different opinion here than us all hating it.
Resurrection, baby.
I hate this movie. I hate this movie so much. Why take everything that was good about the original and then be like, okay, we're going to do the opposite and then release that? I mean,
You want to know why?
Seriously, if you take a little kid from a middle class family or whatever, lower middle class, whatever you want to call it, and you take this kid and he just for no reason whatsoever stabs his sister, kills his sister, and they end up having to lock him away because of it. Is that more scary than Trailer Trash doing the exact same thing and hearing about skull fucking and whatever else? Your mom's a stripper and all this other crap. Which one are you going to find more scary? I mean,
I am
it's
trailer trash, and I'll tell you, it's scary.
Oh,
Okay, I have to interrupt you here. I have to interrupt you here because okay, first of all, they're not middle class. They are trailer trash. They are not middle class just because they don't live in a trailer court.
No, you had it
doesn't
right,
mean-
Jamie. They're Miller class.
Yeah. They're Bush
Boy.
class. Bush
Boy.
light. You know, I mean, they're
Now, are we
not
talking about
good
the original Myers, or you're talking about Rob Zombie, right?
I'm talking about Rob Zombie.
Yeah,
Rob
they're
Zombie,
trash.
yeah,
They're
is trailer trash.
trashly, horrible people. And
Come on,
that's
Jay.
the point. The point is, from a psychological standpoint, he's trying to show how kids get corrupted, how this happens. They grow up in a situation that they're thrown into and they don't deserve it. And sometimes this can breed violence. And that was his point. That was what he wanted to show. He wants to show what everybody's been saying for 2, 3, 4 decades, you know, about how this happens, how serial killers are created. He just wanted to show everybody a realistic look at what things are really like. And he can say, people can go around saying, I've never heard people with such dirty mouths in my entire life. Well, I have.
Oh, I have
And
too.
They exist.
But my question was, what is more scary?
Middle class,
The
like
concept
out of the blue.
the concept of a young child from a middle class family who, out of the
Safe
blue,
and-
kills his sister for no reason whatsoever, or somebody who comes from that background,
I
trailer
think
trash.
somebody
And,
who comes from that background is more scary because that's the reality of the world. So I find that very terrifying. I find that more terrifying than some random kid doing it for some reason I never understood. I never understood that. I was like, well, why? You know, it never made sense to me, and they never went into it. And to me, that was less scary. I
Pure
find
evil.
knowing more scary.
Oh, I do disagree because that's actually what Kory convinced me to not like it. Because, well, I watched it once when it first came out, and at that time, again, this was not my favorite series, so I was just kind of meh with it. I thought, oh, well, this Rob Zombie, it was okay. It was entertaining. But I have not liked it since then.
She's a brick.
How?
Howdy, y'all. Come on over.
That's
Oh
all
my
I
God,
got.
this is double
I
wide.
don't have much to say. I don't like it.
Let it all hang out.
We got all the Mountain Dew y'all can drink. Come on over.
Corey, what do you got
Brick.
for us?
Well, I'll make it quick. I remember watching this, and it was just a depressing experience. Like, I was sad to be a Halloween fan watching this, and no offense, Jamie, but I'm with these guys. Like, the not knowing the origin of why he did that was what appealed to me about the original, and I didn't want to see why he became this kid that killed someone. So, but it just wasn't. It was depressing, and to me, it's my least. It's the bottom of the barrel for me. So,
Well, I don't even count this within the realm
fair enough.
of any of the either. And I think the next one's worse, but that's about all I have to say about
She's a brick.
House. Okay, Jack.
What? Is it my turn?
What did you call him, Jess?
I think you call me Jack.
No, I call him Jacob.
Yeah.
Jack.
I remember the hype for this when it came out because I was like in high school at this time. This was like still to this day the best theater experience I had in a theater. It was insane. Like theater was packed. I don't hate it. I like the origins more than the actual when they go into remaking the original. Because all the girl characters, they're all cringe in everything that comes out of their mouth. I don't think normal people talk like that. At least I've never heard anybody talk like that.
What the fuck you don't mean, you motherfucker, to talk like that, you goddamn son of a bitch, motherfucker.
Exactly. No, it's the girl. It's just some stuff's like Danielle Harris when she's having sex with her boyfriend, and she's like,
I like that.
I don't like that. It's just like cringy
When
to
she
me.
says, "Don't pull my sweater, it's expensive."
Oh, I don't care what
No,
she's
she's
saying.
like-
I gotta see her
She's
naked.
like,
That's
fuck me or something like that or something. And then
She's a
About to ruin
freak,
that sweater.
baby. Super freak. Super freak.
She's
super
super
freaky.
freaky, yeah.
Lori's supposed to be like the innocent girl next door, and she's making like a masturbation joke the first time you see her on the screen.
I'm innocent. I make masturbation jokes.
To your parents?
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess. Okay.
Hell yeah.
But I don't hate it. I like the first half a lot better than I do the second half, but it's still one that I go back and I'll watch it
Okay.
quite a bit.
Awesome.
A lot of wrong opinions here tonight, but Orc?
Fuck this movie.
Jess.
I tease. As Lauren even says, movies are subjective. And I'm glad we can come together at least under a banner, whether we like different things for different reasons.
I'm actually. There are people going on a list tonight, so if you disagree with me, I would not. I'd keep an eye open tonight.
People always say, "Fight me if you like this movie. I don't even want to be near you." Fuck this movie.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, for real, bro.
Fuck this movie.
What are you laughing at, Jay? What the hell is so funny, you trailer park son of a bitch? I see you right now in front of your little single one. You son of a bitch.
He's McMahon now, dude.
I'm Vincent Kennedy McMahon in my North Carolina trailer park. Trash.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, think I used to live in a trailer next to that.
Come on over.
It does look familiar.
Hey, honey, go next door and see if you can borrow Window Pane.
Dogs
like-
are going on soon, man. Come
Might
on.
need to bring a few roach traps. over
Hey,
to
bring
Jay's.
hey, it's raining. Get the tarp out.
You cooking any methamphetamine inside there, Jay?
No,
No?
not at all. We don't do drugs.
You gotta do them. You
Oh,
just
shit.
cook them. You know, just don't blow yourself up. I want to see you around. You know,
I like Jay's face.
Take us home, Jay. Take us home. Take
I
us
was going
back
to say, I don't
2007,
even know where.
Jay.
Go ahead. Whoever wants to talk about this trash movie.
So, contrary to what Jake said, this is probably one of the worst theatrical experiences I ever had.
What happened? Did somebody touch you in the
It-
theater?
It was me.
I lost a lot of my childlike innocence, I think.
Did somebody touch you in the theater?
They might as well have.
Orc?
They-
Feedback?
Feedback? This made me feel guilty for being Caucasian, is what it fucking made me feel like. Seriously. Yeah. That's how fucking bad it was.
I mean, I couldn't have been more excited for this when it came out because I was a huge Rob Zombie fan, his music and his movies at that point. And,
Yeah.
like seriously, I'm being serious. Like I really love the guy at that point, and this was just not the direction you want to take Michael Myers in. It's like he got everything wrong. Like everything that made Michael Myers what he is wrong in this movie. Like he's a 9 foot tall. He's taller than Kory here. Kory was a speed, so
Corey's only 8 foot tall.
yeah. But I don't know, man. It didn't hit with me
Man.
at all. I like part 2 a little bit more than this, but we'll get there.
I feel you,
Okay.
dog.
Jamie? Any last on the Rob Zombie?
We all know I love this movie, and I rank it quite high. I mean, for me, it's gonna go 1, 3, 2, and those are the originals, and then Rob Zombie's 1 and Rob Zombie's 2. That's how it goes for me. And I know a lot of people don't agree with that,
Hey,
but I really,
that'll-
really like
yeah.
it. I really,
Entitled to
really
your
like.
opinion, for sure.
You know, a lot of people don't, and I get it. It's really a tough watch, and most of Rob Zombie's stuff is a tough watch. I mean, I have trouble watching House of Thousand Corpses to this day, just because there's some of it just blows my mind. You know, like the guy under the doctor attached to all the machinery and everything. I mean, the stuff in it that's just like what inexplicable. But
That's my favorite of his.
It's a good
Ditto.
one. It
Mine
is.
too.
My favorite's probably Devil's Rejects, but you know, I just like it. I like Rob Zombie all the way around. His music, his movies, anything he does is usually a winner with me. So I don't know. I really like it a lot, and I know a lot of people don't, but oh well.
Well,
Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
No
I
need
like
to
his
apologize.
cinematography too. I do. I like his cinematography. I think he's got talent. I really do.
These guys
I mean-
haven't apologized for their crap decisions on these movies or
He's
opinions.
not
So
in-
I apologize to no one.
It's a female habit to constantly say, I'm sorry. Sorry.
At least you're not Canadian and a female.
I'm sorry.
Because then you'd be like, I'm sorry.
Well,
You son
I'm
of a
close
bitch.
enough. I'm close
what's that all
enough.
about?
I mean, I only live an hour and a half away from there, so
Shout
I say
out
so
Maple
like
Leafs.
they do sometimes. So,
Uh-huh.
No, hey there,
The
bud.
view.
Hey there, bud. What you doing?
Oh, you betcha.
Weather's good today, eh?
How's it with that, eh?
how's about?
Hey
Maple
there,
syrup
bud.
and hockey. CHH.
You know,
Stampede Wrestling too. Don't leave that out.
in the annals of American cinema history, there are fewer higher achievements ever had. But no, you know,
You know?
I get why a lot of really hardcore, or I shouldn't even say hardcore. I get why a lot of Halloween fans don't dig this movie. You know, the funny thing is, in the world that I live in, the people that I'm around, it's funny. A lot of them, they like this one more than the old Halloween movies. Maybe it's because they're older movies in general, but like my friends, my band, I'll show them. They'll come in and watch me watching a Halloween 2 or 4 or something. And then they'll watch Rob Zombie's Halloween. They all like that one more. They all like the Rob Zombie. I just find that interesting. I'm not necessarily using it as my case for what I have to say about the movie. It's just something interesting that I noticed. But I do like his second one more because it's batshit insane, and that's what I want when I want a Rob Zombie film. I can feel some of you guys on the vulgarity stuff. Here's one thing I'll say. You know, I think it's partially a culture thing. I mean, you kind of Scorsese does a certain type of film really well. Well, Rob grew up in the carnival business. That's what his family did. So you can imagine that's the kind of language he probably heard. But I do agree that we need to tone some of it down probably sometimes because it can get a little annoying, I think. But I mean, if you look at Lords of Salem, there's certainly not that kind of vulgarity in that movie. But everybody still hates that anyway, so it's really not it's kind of a mute point. I like it, but I would have toned that down a little bit more. Now, in terms of showing Michael's side as a kid, I don't know. I could take or leave that now, but I don't dislike this movie. It's funny. It's like if he would have done anything else besides Halloween, I wonder what the reception would have been like, because Rob puts every fucking horror movie legend in his movie, and still in a Halloween movie, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter how many awesome people are in this movie. If you fuck up making a Halloween film, you're gonna hear it from the Halloween fans. So it's interesting with Halloween, you know.
But that would have worked in like a Chainsaw sequel, you know?
Without question, that's what he should have done.
Right.
1,000,000%. High five on that. He would have crushed a Texas Chainsaw, because that's the lowest form of human human people that walk this earth. For that, I agree. That probably would have been better, but I like 2 better than 1. I don't dislike Scout Taylor Compton. I thought she was a really cute girl. I thought she was a pretty good Lori. But I would have, I don't. I mean, she did start the movie out with some vulgar shit, but still, she was still a really kind of like a nice girl and stuff. But I just think Rob kind of needs some help with dialogue writing, in my opinion, for some stuff. Other stuff, not so much. But in some stuff, I think he could use a little bit of help with dialogue writing. But it's fine with me. I like Rob Zombie's Halloween movies, but I like 2 a little bit more.
Well,
before we get off of it, I want to say Christian probably knows better than me, because I think this is the only way you can get it. This 3-disc edition of DVD, the documentary, the 4.5-hour documentary on this is really good. And I think this is the only edition you can get that documentary. Is that correct, Christian?
Yeah, there's the Blu-ray version of that
Blu-ray.
as well, which I have. But the DVD, yeah,
It's out of print,
I'll
right?
give. Yes, it is out of print. I'll give Rob this, and if he's seen it, he knows. Rob loves documenting his filmmaking process, and it's a shame that we haven't seen his next Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, because the story with that was pretty nutty. He didn't want to do the movie. Then they were going to do the second one, but then he got anxious because he didn't want to see the characters that he created go in a different direction that he didn't see fit. So he said, fuck it, I'll do it. And he wanted to make sure they weren't going to make another one, so he made it batshit crazy. And Miramax was pissed. They were going crazy. So there was supposed to be a lot of fighting that was filmed during the making of this film, but it was so bad that that documentary's been locked up and we'll never see it. And that really sucks. Because
That does suck.
I think regardless of what you think, you want to see that footage.
That I do want to see.
I
Agree.
do.
So,
Well, we might as well just go right straight into it.
I have never seen this movie, and I will tell you why. A long time ago, Rob Zombie did his movie House of a Thousand Corpses, and a buddy of mine insisted that I buy the movie and told me it was going to be great. So I bought the movie, watched it, hated it. So I never bothered to buy The Devil's Rejects or any of his other movies until Halloween 1 came out. And my wife insisted that I buy that one. She was curious. She wanted to see it. So we bought that one, and I hated that one. So I won't buy any more Halloween movies that Rob Zombie does. So I've never seen it. I couldn't tell you anything that's in it. I've heard stuff about white horses, and that's about it. So
You want me to send you a copy?
I think I'd rather super glue my dick to a bullet train.
Oh man.
Jess,
I
up to you.
I don't have anything really to say about this. I don't like either one of the Rob Zombie movies. I could live the rest of my life and never see him again. And this one, more so than a lot of you seem to like 2 over his first one of the Halloweens. I don't. I watched it once and it bored me even more than the first one. That's it. I'm done.
Jay, real quick, thank you, though, for the offer.
Yeah, I'm serious because I don't want it.
You can't give it away.
I guess all I'll say is I'd rather watch this one than his first one. So, but I don't watch it very often.
what are you doing after this, Corey? Let's work on that.
I'll
Come on over, dude.
I'll watch Lords of Salem with you because I love that.
Good.
Hey, Jess, check the chat.
Uh-oh. Oh, and where were you, mister? This whole night. It's a good thing you didn't come on. Oh, I gotta be careful. He does have the link, though, I think. Oh, I don't even know where we are. It's Halloween, too. It sucks.
Corey
Jake?
just went, so Jake.
I seen this in the theater and I absolutely hated it. And I've never watched it again. And it had to been the Unita show that Kristen, Lee, and them did. And y'all was hyping up Halloween 2.
Uh-huh.
Like, maybe I'm missing something. So I went back and watched it. And I think I fell in love with it.
No bullshit.
For real. Like, really.
Really?
Like,
What?
I got over traditional Halloween and kind of watched it through a different, like, the trauma that Scout and them are going through. Like, I think a lot of that's like real, life shit that somebody would actually go through had an event like this happen.
Yes. Way more realistic than that bullshit Laurie Strode in 2018.
Yes. And
way more realistic.
Yeah.
I mean, for that reason, I'm LA, and Scout's fantastic. And I don't know how she hadn't get more work coming off a performance like that because she's amazing in it. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's really got a lot of emotional stuff in it. Like her finding, was it Annie, I guess, Danielle, and then Sheriff Brackett were like all holding me back. I don't know.
Holy shit. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So
Brad Dourif's performance in that movie, Jake, is probably the best performance of any Halloween movie I've ever seen. When he found his daughter in that bed in the bathroom, it gives me chill. It gives me. I mean, Brad Dourif just shows he is one of the best actors on the planet in that scene.
Well, I was just gonna say anything he does, he's fantastic.
I mean,
that doesn't
and
make the movie great.
And most people I talk to, whether they love or hate the movie, because I don't care whether you love or hate it. It doesn't bother me. But every time I bring that up, every time they say, "Yeah, look, that Brad Dourif, he can fucking act." There's no doubt about that. So everybody always agrees that Brad Dourif is a freaking monster of an actor, and that scene is so insane. It's almost painful to watch. How those eyes he has after he sees his daughter, when he goes outside of the house, and I don't need to talk after this because I like the movie, but when they say, "What do we want to do next?" and he looks at his deputy with those eyes, and he looks in this state of I don't even know, dude. It's scary how good Brad Dourif is. Scary how good he is. This movie does not get the credit for the performances that it has. Still doesn't. It's so fucking good. White Horse or not, whatever. I kind of like it, you know what I mean? But it's those performances.
It belongs
those
in a
performances-
TriStar logo.
Dude, the movie is just batshit. I love it for that. I mean, it's so bizarre. This is the first time we got to see Jeff Daniel Phillips in a Halloween movie. I mean, in a Rob Zombie movie. And my favorite part is when he's working at the strip club and he has that weird moment where he's walking outside and he just goes... Before he goes out the door, it makes what the fuck are you doing? But I love this movie, man, for the performances. I really do. I really do. But if you don't like it,
problem. It's if it wasn't a Halloween movie, then it could be a batshit crazy great, fun slasher film.
Yeah, and Jess, but listen, dude. One day you could say, "Yeah, fuck it, dude. Let me just watch this movie. Screw the title. Let me just watch this movie for its content." And I'm not saying you're gonna change your mind, but some people look at him.
It's possible.
He said, "Dude, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying."
Okay. I may do that because of what you just said now down the road.
It's so funny.
I may give it another chance someday.
I went to the theater with my friends. We took up a whole fucking row, and we were you guys are killing me with the worst experience. But who's touching you in these goddamn theaters? I was high-fiving my friends when Michael's kicking somebody's ass, and we're jumping up, we're yelling. Worst theater experience, for God's sakes. This was the best theater. Halloween 2 was the best theater. Well, I take that back. Paranormal Activity was probably the best theater experience I had. But Rob Zombie's 2 was so fun. I'll tell you about Paranormal Activity on a different show.
Crotchety. That's a whole different show to talk about.
I know.
We had 8 movies before that. And he comes out and Dookie's all over everything. So, I mean, that's kind of what pissed me off.
I love it now. Last thing I'll say, and I guess I got to thank Christian for.
That's awesome, man.
Up and going back and actually rewatching it, and I like the theatrical version better than the director's cut.
Yeah.
Okay. Orc, do you care about this movie at all?
Well, that's great, guys. This movie fucking sucks dick. How about that? It's fucking terrible.
He's right. He's right. I was joking about everything I said before.
Yep. It's very heartfelt.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, God, Sticks here to say something about the Shipwreck movie.
Tampa Bay!
Yep, that's right. The Jets almost won a game, did they? They did.
They fucking won, baby.
Yeah.
I haven't felt this good about the Jets since 2010.
You know what? I'm going to let you keep your shine.
Oh.
Okay.
Also, Halloween 2 is the only good Halloween.
Halloween,
we're
the
talking
original
about
Halloween 2.
No, yeah, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is the only good one.
Okay,
That's
goodbye.
serious.
You feel me, dog?
I do like Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's Age 2, though, quite a bit. The director's cut. Sorry, Jake, you're fucking crazy to say the theatrical version is superior. It's not.
I just like it personally.
Oh,
I like
okay.
it.
If it's personal opinion, then I guess I can't say a whole lot else. But.
Jay, do you have any thoughts on it?
Yeah, some positive things I can say about it is recently saw Malcolm McDowell in a panel. He was talking about these two movies, and he had never seen Loomis portrayed by Donald Pleasance before, and he had no direction. So him and Zombie just kind of worked on it, and they just kind of came up with his Loomis, which knowing that is kind of impressive because he's obviously a great actor, and I really like how crazy Loomis is in part 2. I do like the craziness of the second film. I think it really does add to it. I'm not really sure about emo Laurie so much, but
I'm very sure about that.
I'm glad you brought up Malcolm McDowell, though. He needed cred too for the acting.
This is old Loomis.
You look like a goddamn clown digger.
A what?
I mean, Jess. I mean,
yes.
In real life, don't you think that the doctor would have tried to make money off of a crazy patient he had? Like,
I think a certain character die. I don't think like
yeah,
that's how we see things these days. So yes, I can believe it both ways. I can believe a doctor possibly caring, especially from 40 years ago compared to more
yeah.
modern.
I'm
Not
not
that I
Michael
necessarily
Myers,
want.
but
Yeah,
I'm not Michael Myers, but yeah, my psychiatrist. So yeah, proven. There you
Just
go.
he's been saying.
Yeah,
needs money.
sorry, I had to interrupt there. Go ahead, Christian.
No, I'm done. I'm done.
No,
I
I
just
see your
really
point.
like that the character went left instead of right. Sometimes I don't want everything to be like the old movies. So I liked Loomis in these movies because he went the other way. He's like, I want to make a few bucks off this crazy shit. You know what I mean? To hell with I'm gonna out this girl's past and just just say it. Just to hell with it. Put it in this book. Make a few bucks. I just like that. It was there, because I wasn't expecting that. Some stuff I agree. I could have taken a little bit of a backseat on knowing every goddamn thing Michael did as a kid when he was wiping his ass, cutting rats in the sink. I get that. I'm with you guys on that. But sometimes I like it when you go right instead of left. You know what I mean? Or go left instead of right, rather.
I
But
get you. Yeah.
yeah.
Michael?
Is it Jamie?
I love this movie. I love this movie so much. And I think I have to give him credit because not only did he take the original and like remake it into like the first whatever part and like that's kind of an homage to When a Stranger Calls, right? I mean, the first 15 minutes of When a Stranger Calls is like one of the scariest first 15 minutes of any movie ever, right? So
Yeah.
you guys are distracting me.
He threw me. You were destroyed, by the way. And Jamie, when you first started talking there about this movie, I almost removed you like I did Sauce, but I let you.
I think that's sexism at work there.
Not because I already removed you.
You're a sexist bastard. You'll fit right into a Rob Zombie film, son.
I think it's more
No
sexist
acting
if I didn't
required.
remove her because just as much as I would remove you because she's a female. Come on now.
I think that's why you kept her in. Is
I offend you all equally.
Anyway, I love the fact that he took the rest of the movie and did his own thing and wanted to do his own thing. I like that he has balls. That he doesn't care what anyone thinks. He's just like, I'm going to do what I want, and I don't care what any of you people think. I'm going to enjoy myself doing this, and I'm going to make it good. I think he made an excellent film. I really do, and I like it better than the first one. So, I don't know. The white horse thing, I swear he got that from Twin Peaks, because Twin Peaks is the white horse is all through Twin Peaks. We don't even know what it means in Twin Peaks. And I know that he loves David Lynch, so
We don't know what it means
possible.
in this movie either.
No, I don't know what it means in this movie.
Yes,
either.
you do, because they give you a definition of it in the beginning of the goddamn film, Jay. So you need to fucking watch it again, you trailer park son of a bitch. White horse, definition, represents something from the goddamn past. You better walk away, because you ain't winning this one. You understand me? This ain't no goddamn chip challenge, motherfucker. This is a Halloween challenge, bitch.
See, I just assumed that was all bullshit, and it's really just an allegory for Lori becoming, hooked.
Now I love emo Lori. I love emo Lori. I love the fact that she finds out about her, her situation, how she finds out about her situation. I was really pissed at Dr. Loomis for not, thinking about this before putting it in the book, which to me seems kind of realistic, because a lot of times, people aren't always thinking about other people's feelings. They're always just doing whatever the hell they want to do to make themselves better. They're never thinking about other people's feelings. So I felt like that was pretty realistic. And, but I also felt like it was really realistic for him to see his mistake and to run and help with the situation when he felt he needed to go and help with the situation. So I really enjoyed that. I also really loved the scene with the Halloween party. I think that's an excellent scene, in that barn with that big Halloween party. How fun. I want to go to that, Seemed like a good time. I also like their costume choices. Rocky Horror Picture Show. Fuck yes. Love that. That was great. And I really like the dynamic between Sheriff Brackett, Annie, and Lori living all together. And I love the fact that instead of just going into some random foster home, he takes her in. I love that. I think that's fantastic. So I actually really like it. I think it's a good story. And maybe he's not so good with dialogue, but I think he did better in this one than he did in the first one. So
Yeah.
All right.
I agree.
I don't necessarily, but I do. I do
Who
get
gives
some
a
of your
fuck what
points.
you think?
Yeah.
Yes,
Got my Freddy quota in for the day.
I got it right away. I love it, Dick Cavett. Well, steak sauce. I don't know if. Do you want to give a quick ranking or a quick thing on what you think of the rest of the original Halloween series before we go to our final movie, pretty much? Okay. But you really do like Rob Zombie's Halloween too.
100%. It's one of the few things that I'm completely honest about. I do like that quite a bit. Yeah, I fucking despise his first one, but yeah.
Okay.
He made good with the second one. The theatrical version's a piece of shit, in my opinion. It's just like it doesn't make sense. It's lame.
What of the original series do you hate, though? Do you
Like
hate any of them, or do you like all of them for the most
Like
part?
pre 07.
Yeah.
Resurrection's awful. H2O's awful. Other than that, I like them all. 4 doesn't hold up as well as it did. That was like, I always somehow missed that on AMC as a kid. And for whatever reason, I didn't really rent Halloween movies too often. So it was a nice treat because you didn't see it. But now that I've had it on DVD and Blu-ray and all that, it's just like, yeah, it's not that special.
Okay.
I think 5 is like, touch better. 6 is my favorite of the Thorn series for sure.
Wow, there is a lot of surprises with y'all tonight and me in this series.
I'd have to say, out of the OGs, I think Halloween 2 is my, from 1981. That's my favorite.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Terrible movie.
I've never seen that side of Sauce.
See, that's probably the average like Halloween fan on the internet. Whenever you say, nobody here, but like, dude, the people that I encounter on the goddamn internet, I feel like I can vent on this channel for some reason.
Oh.
That's the average goddamn reaction I get with a Halloween opinion. Like, freak outs, fuck yous, you're an idiot. The fuck's wrong with you? So basically, what you've done to me this whole day, Jess.
I've been awake about 20 minutes, and I think I've heard that from each and every one of you at least once.
We have, but I think like he's saying though, there's a part of an act in it with us. We're going, yeah, we know.
We're fucking around, but dude, I'm not kidding you. Like, one thing that sucks about being a YouTuber and always anything that involves Halloween. Let me tell you something. The other week, I bought a fucking Resurrection mug. It was a cute ass mug, okay? I bought it from Spirit. It had a Resurrection mask on it. I wanted to drink some goddamn milk out of this mug, okay? Back off, Jay. I posted the goddamn mug on Instagram. I said, look at this cute ass mug I bought. And people in the fucking comment section had to go. These fucking people in the comment section, I posted a mug. I did not say, give me your opinion on Halloween Resurrection. There were arguments. I had to delete comments, not because they were talking shit to me, but people were arguing in the comments about the fucking film. It's a mug. I just wanted to show the goddamn mug. This is what's wrong with these with
when
Halloween
it's about
fans.
fandom, people get really fucking butthurt about their passions.
Yeah.
It's fucking
It's just
hilarious
too much.
to me.
But dude, the Nightmare people don't give a fuck. Nightmare fans don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? We're chill.
That's
because they're fucking
Six-
retarded, dude.
That's because Nightmare has 6 really good movies, and then Freddy's Dead.
Yeah,
I like
right.
this side of Christian. I like hearing this.
You know what I'm saying? But dude, this is
Okay,
why. This
kill
is
him.
why. You know, dude, I love Halloween movies as much as the next guy. I really do. But I really try to avoid the Halloween Facebook groups and shit like that because, dude, it's so toxic. It really. Thank you, Ben Grimm. Thank you. It's true. I mean, it really is true. Fucking, I posted a mug, a picture of a mug, and there were people arguing about the goddamn film. What the fuck? This is my Instagram page, you bitches. Fuck off my page.
It probably is the most, divisive of the big franchises.
It's ridiculous.
As far as, dividing people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm boring Slaughterpaw over there. He's got his goddamn
Oh
phone.
no,
He's texting Jay like, "Listen to this motherfucker ramble."
You got blood rushing and everybody here. We're getting pumped up
Go ahead,
again.
man. I got
agree
6
with
good
you
nightmare movies,
100%.
man.
Preach
It's
it.
like if there was a certain time where if you like Resurrection or Rob Zombie's Halloween or H2, it's better to keep your opinion to yourself because you'd get fucking castrated for liking it. Like you can't have your own opinion on something.
Yeah, but that's not
It's
cool
bad,
either,
man.
You know?
That's not cool. And
But that- I mean,
honestly,
that-
that's what these shows are about to me. That we,
Yeah.
like I said earlier, we come together under, because we like the Halloweens, but we all got our favorites. We have fun
Right.
arguing about which one's best, but it's all fun. It's not,
Yeah.
nobody's serious.
No. I'm not saying that's going on here at all. That's not
Yeah.
going on here. I was
I know
making
what
a
Kristen's
joke,
saying.
but
No, I
it's
agree
out
with
there.
you.
It's real.
It's out there. It is out there. Yeah. Oh,
Whatever.
bang.
I'm fucking pissed at all you. No, I'm just kidding.
H2 is the only movie, I assume Rob Zombies, I walked out of the theater on. I rented it and wanted to walk out of my house on it too.
I mean, listen, I rented it on demand, which I guess shortly, I guess probably November of 2009. I don't know, maybe December, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucked. It's terrible. But that was a theatrical version, which is, it sucks. It's terrible. So I get walking out, walking out of the theater, but luckily, the next time I saw it was the director's cut, and
Voila.
just gorgeous.
Let's get on with the final movie we can actually dive into it all. I know.
Face your fate, October 19th. Jamie Lee Curtis is back as Laurie Strode, but not the same Laurie Strode as the one before. Slightly different. She's not the brother and sister, but it's the same Laurie Strode that you remember from the original. Get ready
She's old and pissed off and
for
drunk.
the Halloween movie you've wanted to see but didn't have before.
But her gut
Maybe
health
this
is
time
second
they've
to
got
none.
it right.
It's a horror movie, so who gives a fuck about timelines?
John Carpenter is back as the executive producer. What is he doing? We don't know. David Gordon Green made for horror comedies such as. This does nothing to make the film any better.
I think Christian
John
just said it
Carpenter.
all right.
Yeah, I think he covered it all.
John Carpenter doing the music with his son.
Show's over.
I think that's, I don't know what too much more to say.
Dude, I can watch this movie. I can watch this movie and have a good time still. I can.
I do have one last thing to say about the whole Rob Zombie shit. Okay, there were 3 movies on tonight that I have said that I hated or didn't watch because I hated the other one. I would rather watch Halloween 3 than Rob Zombie's movies.
Oh,
Okay.
you don't like Halloween 3? I have to go back and.
You got to
Yeah,
go
you're gonna
back
have
and
to go
watch
back
that
and
sauce.
rewatch.
You may not like Kory much anymore after that. Yeah, it was bad. Let's not talk about it.
You know what? I mean, I don't know. If he flat out hates it, that might be an issue. But I don't know.
Wouldn't it kind of suck though if we all like the same shit, honestly? Like, wouldn't
No,
that be
it really
so
would.
lame?
Yeah.
This would not be a fun show if we were all like, oh man, yeah, that's a great movie too. Where are you at?
Yeah, because it'd be boring for anybody watching if we all just agreed on every single thing we ever said.
What
talked
the
about.
fuck kind
Yeah.
of Stevie Wonder bullshit are you doing, Jess?
It's supposed to be penises.
But I don't know, you guys. I don't know where you guys are seeing these like super eloquent Halloween fans online. Most of the Halloween
Right
fans
here.
I see, present company excluded, of course. Most of the Halloween fans that I see are, they're walking around with a couple extra buckets of chromosomes, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Dude, you just go in some of them Facebook groups. Some of them
Well, that's
are
also
fucking
another.
brutal, dude.
That's your first.
It's bad. It's bad. Let me give you my YouTube notifications for a day, and let you just see the shit that I.
The more casual, the better,
God damn.
baby. That's how it goes. I love it.
You feel me, bro? Gator don't play no shit. They never played no shit.
Oh shit! And I hate this poster, by the way. Well, I don't hate, but
I do.
it sucks.
Yeah,
Boring.
it's not.
There's nothing
Yeah,
exciting about it.
You're
That's
right.
not. What is?
That's
What? Wait up,
right.
what poster is that? I thought it was like a black poster with his head looking down.
I think
around
that's the
with nothing else.
DVD cover now, which is better. than
DVD
that.
cover.
or the
DVD
Blu-ray,
cover.
whatever poster, the video
Blu-ray.
cover, whatever you kids want to
The
call it.
4K.
The 4K cover.
Gotta get the 4K.
Well, shoot, you,
You know
can't
what I
say
did
that
like
because
about
the
this
4K
movie?
covers with data on the earlier films.
You know, hey Jess, for real, you know what I liked about this movie?
What's that?
I like the reverse rotten pumpkin in the beginning. I thought that was kind of cool.
I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved
Good
it.
point.
That was
Oh, there's a
cool.
lot of
Yeah.
things with the atmosphere and moments like that I truly love. I don't know, Corey, do you want to start us off and we'll just name those couple things?
Oh, we're actually going to go through. Okay.
Just real quick.
But you have to do it in the
I didn't
style
mind-
of an 80s metal song.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Yeah.
Sing your opinion.
No. My wife can't even get me to sing, bud. Anyway, I didn't mind this movie. I can find it enjoyable. I sat down and watched it a couple weeks ago just for shits and giggles and didn't have a problem with it. So
I don't hate it as much as Rob Zombie's. I wish it was called
How
Halloween
much does Rob
Returns.
Wait, if you don't hate it as much as Rob Zombie, how much does Rob Zombie hate this movie? I'm just wondering.
Let me rephrase. I don't hate it as much as Rob Zombie's Halloween movies. Did I phrase that right now?
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I just don't want the audience to be confused.
No, good point. Good point here.
do we have much of an audience left?
Sort of getting high and wandered off. Yeah, by this point, I think it's the dogs.
Oh, I'm
watching.
sharing this video. I'm sharing this video everywhere.
Oh, thanks. I do
Great, I'm gonna
appreciate
get
that.
death threats
No, and
from
I mean that
Halloween
seriously.
3 fans.
Oh,
But I think this movie, of course, it pissed me off that they retconned parts 2 through whatever. That this is the third movie called Halloween in the same franchise, just the same title. I hate when they do that. It should have been Halloween Returns or something.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because you got Halloween Kills now, Halloween Ends. Why not? Why confuse everybody even more? It's now going to be known forever as Halloween 2018.
Yep.
It should be known as Halloween 2.
Well, I like to give a shout out.
there's
to
already 3
Halloween's
Halloween.
podcast. Just call it Halloween.
Halloween. But yeah, I think the atmosphere is good. The cinematography. It
Can
does
someone-
feel like sorry, a Halloween movie.
You watching Blu-rays on your phone, Jess?
Yeah, but I don't want to stop it right now. I don't want to screw anything up. So yeah, I'm only a couple seconds behind you guys. We can keep talking.
Are you at the part where she's looking out the window?
Yeah, wait. Oh yeah.
Hold on. Let me pause mine.
And the cinematography in that scene. No, it really did. It felt like a Halloween movie, but I don't mean like we were talking about Autumn earlier and some of the other sequels. It felt like it was meant for this franchise. I like the look of it. There's some great moments in it. I just really think it was unnecessary to retcon everything again. I think it would have been pretty much the same movie if it was still his sister. It would have made more sense to me, honestly. If I want to get rid of Laurie's daughter. I'm fine with the granddaughter. It would have been great if it was just Laurie and her granddaughter. I hate that. It's just, I don't know. I don't like her.
Wasn't that the one who plays her daughter? Isn't she the one that played Trixie on Californication?
She's in a lot of different things and shows.
Judy Greer's in.
Yeah.
Oh, Judy Greer,
Yeah.
Judy Greer.
I love her to death.
Yeah, she's okay in other things. I just didn't like her character.
I agree.
I think it could have been she could have been out of that, and it would have been a great movie.
The husband, her husband,
Super
peanut butter penis guy.
But listen, just like H2O, you can ignore things about the previous movies without straight up saying, "Oh, in the movie they're straight up saying none of this happened."
Right.
And I don't like that. But anyway, it's not that bad. I'm going to watch Halloween Kills. My parents and I guess I tried to talk them into going to the theater, but I think I'm going to have to get Peacock.
Ooh.
I know, and I'm more for promoting theater, going to the theater, but
Ah, the hell with it, dude. Stream the shit out of that movie.
I'm going to stream it.
I'm gonna do both.
Hey, if you and Miss Channel want to go with me and the wife, it's fine with me.
I think we're going to watch it with the folks, though. My 70-some-year-old folks are actually
you
Halloween
chicken
fans.
shit. Just go to the
That's
theater
cool.
with us.
Yeah. They'd go. We went to Kong and Godzilla, that's a whole nother story.
Jeez.
Anyway, anybody else want to talk about Halloween 2018?
I do. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. So I remember when I saw it, I thought it was kind of middle of the road for me. There was good and bad, but I think Jay and I kind of talked about this last night. It falls every time I watch it a little more, and I think my favorite parts are the parts that aren't integral to the story. It's like his carnage night through Halloween, through the neighborhood and stuff. I think that's my favorite part of it.
Yeah.
So
the backyard kills and
yeah, all that stuff. So that's kind of my thoughts on it, I guess, real quick.
Jake.
I don't hate it. I kind of like it. Jamie Lee's probably honestly is the worst part for me. But kind of what Kory said, some of that's my favorite part. Him going through town, killing people, and it's got some great kills in it. So
I'll add to the speaking of John Carpenter, the soundtrack's pretty good. So.
Going back, Ben said he'll try the director's cut of, I assume, Rob Zombie.
Was that John, or was that John and Cody on that soundtrack?
Both,
I think, yeah.
Okay.
Hey kid, write some music.
2018, 6 out of 10. Oh, and another thing, how they kind of advertised they didn't really advertise it, but like in all the interviews, it was like Nick Castle's coming back he's in a very long one little shot, and he's far away.
Nick Castle didn't do a goddamn thing.
No.
Catch that paycheck though.
Yeah.
Hey,
pretty
get
ridiculous.
that bread, man. To hell with it. I'd milk. To put me in one of these movies and half a decent ass scene, I'll be on that convention tour. I'll be coming to a city near you. You guarantee I'm gonna milk
Give
it.
me $200 for a photo op. I'll be
Well,
your best
yeah.
friend.
But again, I thought they could, you can put the mask on that guy anytime he's standing or whatever, and you need any action shots, use the other guy.
Yeah.
Or whatever, but yeah.
For real.
Yeah, Ghosty. Wait, what is he saying? Halloween H2O2?
The title.
You're trying to come up with a name for the movie instead of just calling it Halloween, which is I can't stand that shit even, man. Halloween
2.
Returns is a great title, I think. I love Halloween.
Well, and especially
Returns.
for this movie, it would have been perfect for.
Oh, the next one, Halloween TOO. That's perfect.
I'll never forget when I heard they were calling it Halloween Kills. I was like, no, really, what is it called?
That's it.
Halloween Kills
Yeah.
what? That's not even a sentence. Halloween Kills what? What the hell is going on? This is the best. This is the best we can do. Halloween Kills. Jesus Christ! At least the T-shirts Fred Rags did were pretty cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
they are.
one good thing. That's one good thing that happened.
One of them's good, and I have it. I can't wait.
I didn't order it. I wish I would have. I'm sure
I
it's
got
sold
the,
out.
that tie-dye one. That was the only one that looked cool to me. I'm really sick of those collage.
Yeah.
Although I will say this one that's kind of collagey does look a little cool because it's just like Michael and then random townsfolk with pitchforks and shit. So
Pitchforks.
It almost comes off like, a fresh concept. But we're not here to discuss T-shirts.
No, we're not.
Work, you like stuff?
I like pizza.
And do you like McDonald's and Friday the 13th?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Somebody get this guy some lithium over there or something.
Yep.
That'll
It's a
put him down
metallic
even more, won't it?
Substance. Best part is the soundtrack by far. Yeah.
For real though, for real. Yeah.
On the real, and then the new Halloween Kill soundtrack is pretty dope too. Yep. Word.
Kind of departure from my previous comments. I actually had a great theatrical experience with this movie.
Did somebody touch you?
That really made it for me. But no, I think I've told you guys I was in a pretty crowded house in like a matinee when we were doing a thing on Sausage Factory or whatever the hell that show was called at that point. Um, and it was an older black lady next to me. This was before COVID, like 1 seat away, So, and she was just having a fucking ball, and like me, like kind of living vicariously through her, it really added to the experience for me. Like the theatrical experience really made this for me. Like I love the opening sequence you mentioned earlier with the pumpkin, and I mean, my main gripes about it are, of course, skipping whatever 9 movies, not taking into account any of that. A lot of the really cheesy, like the comedy dialogue they were going for didn't work at all, in hindsight. The peanut butter peanut stuff and the guys like eating their lunch, like, standing guard.
It's funny when you say it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of that stuff doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like upon rewatches of this movie, like it really hurts it. But
yeah, Zombie would have handled that dialogue much better.
The brutality of Michael, I think, is really cool. I like that. Some really cool kills in there. I don't know. I just would like to see this thing get away from Jamie Lee Curtis and move on to something else. Is my main complaint. But
like Josh Hartnett, bring him back.
Like Resurrection.
Sure.
Sorry.
Sure. I don't know, man. But upon rewatching this movie, like I've seen it like 2 times since the theater, and it's just not. It doesn't work for me as well as it did initially. But when I first saw this, like, go back and watch that episode of The Sausage Factory. Like, I was pissed because people were talking shit about it so much. So.
I know.
Yeah, I wanted Lauren dead. I was thinking about figuring out his address. Find him.
Anyway, I had a good time with it initially, so I think I may just try to remember it that way, fondly, instead of the way I think.
Let me ask you this, Jay, because this is where I'm at. Because I'm with you. I've stopped watching the movie because I don't want to dislike it anymore. And I'm not saying that I would, but all I am dealing with them completely ignoring and making a movie that had no difference whether they were brother and sister in the first place. I'm dealing with that better now, even though it makes no sense why they took it away. I mean, I understand why, because they wanted to put John's name on top of it, and that's the only way he would have done it, because he don't like Halloween 2. I understand that.
Right.
All I really want from this next film is just some kick-ass, gore and kills. That's really all I want. I'm sure I'm not going to love the dialogue and some of the character decisions and I just want good kills. That's really all I want from it, and I'll be fine. You know what I mean?
That's Jay.
At this point, I want that too. If this is what I got
and good
with
music.
This story,
yeah, good music, good kills, and I'm fine. I'm sure I don't need. I'm sure
times,
I'm not gonna.
Great oldies.
Yeah, what was the name of that show?
Sausage Factory? Was that it?
Yeah. Back when it didn't suck ass.
Were you on that?
You could actually go to the theater.
Were you ever on that show?
I am offended.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm offended.
You should be.
Well, it's not your fault.
I was going to say, Jamie, take no offense to this. I think this conversation
I
goes
didn't
deeper
beg to
than.
join.
Old Dave Steinstein is the reason that show's no good anymore. Fucking
Yeah.
bad guy. What an asshole.
And just so you know, I would have been on it even if it was still called the Sausage Factory. So
The
I would
sausage.
have totally joined up no matter what.
Which I actually like. The name change was okay.
I'm actually starting a new one called the Wiener Plant, and I'm looking for some signees. I need a. I want nothing but rejects in the show. So Sauce, you're right up there, ready to go, man.
How you doing, Sauce? With you?
I'm ready to
This
plant
guy.
that wiener.
Oh, that's better than the Sausage Warehouse, which was my idea when it was going out. So
The Sausage
It's okay.
Warehouse, a warehouse full of sausages.
why not?
Where do I sign up?
It's a handshake deal only, nothing to sign.
Jay, when did you get a picture of my childhood home, by the way?
Oh,
This was after the renovation, right?
Yeah.
Dude, the brats are going to be ready in like 10 minutes. Mama's got them. They're coming out.
They're kicking in that barrel over there.
you want me to bring some mustard?
Yep.
Okay. Hey, Jamie.
You might be a redneck.
Yeah.
I like 2018, but I thought it was average. I thought that the characters were disposable. I didn't care about them at all. Um, I did like the way that Jamie Lee Curtis played her character because I know you guys think it's over the top, but see, I like to look at it like H2O is part of it, and that this is just a progression of her alcoholism, and that
Awesome. I would have loved that to be the actual case, in my opinion.
Sure.
I mean,
she didn't die in resurrection. That's cool. She faked her death again, or she survived it.
Yeah,
The
I mean
fall.
that's kind of how I was kind of looking at it. I didn't realize when I went to see it that H2O wasn't being counted, or that 2 wasn't even being counted, and then she wasn't like related to him. I didn't know that at the time. I didn't find that out till after. So I was making up all these things in my head about how they're all related and connected, and I don't know. I kind of had it going pretty good, I thought, and I did like the kills, and I do love Judy Greer. I love her in Cursed. She's the best thing about that movie. I love her in Jawbreaker. And I think she does. I think she's going to be good in this next one. I really do. I think she might actually be. She kind of is a ballsy girl, so I think she might have some serious cojones when it comes up
I
to
like
this
a
next
ballsy
movie.
girl.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, he does.
Well, again, my comment earlier wasn't about the actress herself. She's great in other things, but to me, it's the character. I do
No,
agree
I
with
wasn't
you.
saying
Like,
that you were, but I'm just
Okay.
saying that I particularly liked her character. I liked the way she played her character. She played it as if she's sick of her mom, and sick of her mom's crap. And then she realized there's a reason to be the way her mom is. So I really kind of like that. And the granddaughter too. I hope that they make it a little more, I want to care more about the characters. I want to care more about the people when they're dying, because I feel like it seems to me like today movies don't give you enough character development to care, and I really want to care. So I'm hoping that changes in this next one, and I'll give it a fair shot. So
well, I was gonna say I like going back where you like had it in your head on how like this is a continuation too, and that was my point earlier. All they had to do was just not address anything. Don't say that it's not his sister anymore. Don't say that didn't happen, like they clearly did. And I can imagine that myself. You still have the same movie, the movie you wanted to make. You didn't have to reference that shit, but you just, you stopped
they
me
could have
from
thrown
being
Josh
able.
Hartnett in there, and it would have worked. It would have worked, And I don't know. I don't know. I wish.
Well, and there's me also, I think, wanting to remove the character of the mom in the middle, because then we can just think, oh, well, this is Josh Hartnett's daughter.
I think the sooner
Yeah.
that society completely forgets that H2O ever was put on film, the better.
God, I guess I'll leave it. Anybody has their opinions.
Yeah, that movie's shit.
But basically, that's all I have to say about 2018. It was all right. It was average. I enjoyed it. It was a good popcorn movie, but there's others I like better. And I think they could have done a better job with it, to be honest.
Sauce, I don't know where CHH went. Any final thoughts on 2018?
Never saw
Christian had to go pee.
That's a bunch of shit.
No. I like Jay. First time I saw it, I liked it a lot, but I caught it, opening night, packed crowd, like completely sold out. To the rafters, brother.
No, listen.
Loved it a whole bunch, got pissed off at the Sausage Factory episode, and then every time since I've watched it, I'm like, that's dumb, that's dumb, that's dumb, that's dumb.
Same.
This is stupid. This movie's fucking terrible. It's still watchable. I think Ben Grimm gave it a 6 out of 10. Put it at a 4 maybe, but honestly, the only bit of that comedy that works to me is the little black kid and the babysitter.
He's the best part of the movie.
That's one of the most enjoyable parts of. I love Jamie Lee Curtis's portrayal of the PTSD and all that shit, but it's like she did a great job. It isn't a knock against her, but the fact that Laurie Strode was such a smart, kind of like good head on her shoulders type character in Halloween 78, and then she stays in the fucking town for 40 years.
Yeah.
No, I don't buy that. That's fucking stupid. The first thing you're gonna do, PTSD or not, is leave. Okay, because he's not dead. Yeah, he might get out. He probably will get out.
Yeah, she might have had the same setup, but she wouldn't be down the street from the prison.
Right. She'd have been in fucking Mississippi somewhere.
Or down the street from
next
the
to the
hometown.
Stingrays.
Well, my problem with that too is, let's say she had the same compound. She was scared for her life since 78. How'd she manage to get married and have a kid and all this?
6 times or whatever they said.
Yeah.
I like Judy Greer's character. You know, not all of us had the best time with our parents. I got that for sure. You know, just like I'm just sick of it. You're crazy, you're paranoid. I get it, but like it's 40 years. Get over it. You know. I mean, I think all 3 of the kind of main women did well in that. Andy Matichik is solid. I'm hoping to see more of her kind of front and center in this next one. Yeah, the dad was awful. The cops at the end were awful, though still not as bad as the Keystone cops from Halloween 5.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I'm going to miss a whole bunch of shit, but you can head on over to the Off the Grid Podcast YouTube channel and check out the Talking Horror I did on this. Obviously, the soundtrack's terrific. It's probably like top 2 or 3 in the series for me. It's really well done.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Fuck. I hate this idea. Like, as cool as the Rampage was, Michael Myers wasn't about rampaging. He's just fucking, a little off. He's a gentleman that's a little off, like, so the idea that he's going to go through town and, I don't know you, dead, and he didn't kill the baby.
That big mistake there.
Yeah. And that part doesn't bother me too much.
And if you did want to kind of reframe Michael as that, I guess that would be a way to go. But I'm gonna go rampaging through town, but I'd never kill a baby.
Nah.
You want to see him kill a baby?
Yes, I do.
Why?
It was a nice fake. I like the fake out. I thought that was really cool.
I can't. I don't want him. I don't want him.
I just, it's not that I want to. It's that's the character though. I think in most of our heads, and I agree with that. And if you're going back earlier, he wasn't just if you got in his way, he'll kill you. But if you weren't in his path, he wasn't searching you out.
Based solely on the first film, he's only going after Laurie because she came to his house, and then he's only after the other 2 because they're yelling at him in the car. Like it's just he's obsessed. Or and there's a very childish element to it, like, especially the way that he sets up everything at the end. I know I'm talking more about the first movie than this piece of shit, but you kind of have to, he's just kind of curious about these girls and whoops, dead, he's kind of the of mice and men, a little bit of.
Rabbits.
I've had that problem before.
Yeah,
you just love them so much.
I think he might have killed Orc there. Actually,
I just snapped Orc. I know.
He's laughing. He's not.
George is going to be mad.
I think the fucking worst part about this movie though is the where he kills the podcasters. And it's not the way he kills them, because that's fine. That's nice and brutal. But the teeth thing, that's not a Michael Myers thing. Where the fuck? Look, I got his teeth. Like, that's some, I can see Leatherface pulling some shit like that. But I don't know.
But how do we know?
Yeah,
how do we know that's
that
not
was
him?
good. I did like that.
I mean, it could be. He could have more of an attitude than we know because
Sure.
he didn't show so much in the first one.
Yeah.
They're not
and I
counting
guess-
the others. So I mean, they're just up in his character.
I've had a gripe with that, and I guess not because I did kind of, always kind of that, like that kid, and that's look at these teeth, you're dead. But I don't know. Another great thing about this movie, those the Smith's Grove patients at the beginning, Really, one of the creepiest things about this movie, I don't want to even. I wouldn't want to meet those actors even in real life. Like, ugh. Yeah, I know. The little fucking bald one with the umbrella, and the singing one specifically. Those two. Whoa. Ugh.
Dan,
That one reminds me of Orc. Yeah, like I said, you want my full
Fuck you. Okay.
Well,
that all being said, I am excited for this one.
This is Is everybody excited for this? Like I said, I think we're gonna watch it on Peacock. My parents actually liked 2018 better than Amanda and I did, which was a little surprising. But
I'm down to watch it and then do a commentary on it. If anyone's up for that, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Are we gonna do that?
I want to watch it first. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
But
Commentary for the new movie?
The Halloween
for the
Kills.
new movie. Like, watch it on the 15th, 16th, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I may try to see it in the theater.
Me too. I'm going Thursday night on the 14th.
Cool.
Man, can't miss her.
So y'all gonna see Halloween Kills, Kory?
That's the plan.
Yeah.
Jay, obviously. Yeah.
I've already got a date set up with my hubby.
Aww.
Oh.
I'm pumped for this one. So.
I'm going in with low expectations, but I'm hoping I'm gonna like it.
Yeah.
A lot better. I didn't hate 2018, but you heard my gripes. So I'm going in with this one like, I'll try to have fun.
Yeah. I mean, I've already got grapes about this new one, but.
Jamie, you said you already have a date planned?
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of kids, do you?
One. And he's 19.
I got 4 in my house. My wife and I have an escape plan.
That's awesome. No, I would have had more, but didn't work out that way. And believe me,
You'll have
he
more
was
hair.
enough.
You'll have more hair. I got 3 daughters, so.
Yeah, well, he's turning my hair gray, that's for sure.
Kory, that's a nice wig.
Thank you.
And
Actually,
Halloween.
this is my natural hair. My hairline used to be to here, so.
That's not.
That is true. So, obviously we don't have any thoughts yet on this. We got to watch Halloween Kills by CHH. I love you. Thanks for stopping by.
Did Christian touch his
Thank you for
face
stopping
again?
by.
I think he touched his face again.
I'm gonna try to stay positive, man, going forward. So I just want to watch some stuff.
Just want to have fun.
New Halloween movie in the theater. I'm on board.
All
My
right.
biggest, watching the trailer, my biggest issue is that again, it just this idea of the rampage thing, and that we brought it back down to earth. There's no crazy curse or anything like that. And then they go, every time he kills, he gets more evil.
Yeah.
I hope they just cut together the biggest piece of shit they could for the trailer, just to shock people with a beautiful movie. But whatever. Like Jay said, I mean, I'm still gonna go have fun.
Well,
A year from now, I'll probably hate it, but for 2021, I'm positive. I'm gonna stay positive for once.
Let's stay positive. And Italian Urban Cheddar.
Oh.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Thanks for
that was a
coming.
good kill, but that was an awful, unneeded fucking twist.
Oh, Ben, that's the way to do it when you're watching a sequel to a movie, especially or a movie. Just give me the title. I don't need a trailer. I don't need to see anything because we're gonna go see it. Those of us who are going to see it.
When I saw Candyman, but I didn't look at it. I was looking down the whole time. So
I think I'll watch teasers because they don't usually show anything. But I try to stay away after that. Oh goodness. Daniel Shine throwing the baby into the ceiling fan.
Oh, sunshine!
Oh, shout out.
Old David Steinstein there.
You can get a hold of Daniel Shine over on Flesh Wound Features if you have.
You shouldn't. He couldn't even win a chip challenge, dork.
Oh man, that guy he got a true bronze medal there at least.
Dork.
Damn, Saucy, you were cool as a cucumber. I was totally impressed. Seriously. I couldn't have done not even a tiny bit of one of those chips. You guys
There
are
was 3
absolutely
people
crazy.
for an hour, but you were the clear winner, man.
Thank you.
It didn't even phase you.
I have to agree.
Everyone knows.
Yeah. All you had, you had a little, maybe just a slight glisten and a little wiping of the nose, and that was his.
If Jay could pick better numbers, I would have straight up won.
I'm the clear loser. In this
listen, Jay.
Oh.
Only thing you're going to find in any tests you get out of me is a little THC. Saucy's been clean for
Snowman.
8 months.
Snow.
All right. Well, we'll go around the room here in a second and pitch your channels. I do suggest I'll have the links below in the description when this is all said and done. Check them out. Anybody watching who doesn't already subscribe to these guys, fantastic channel, all of y'all. It's a great community. Great people in the chat always joining us. You know who you are, and thanks for watching. Kory, do you have any last words before we go around? Or
thank you all for being here. It has been a long and fun night, so
it has.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for bearing with us. Kory, s'mores indoors?
Yeah, I'm going to start putting together a 12-hour Art Bell EVP show for sometime this month. And
Like the
just
Young
did our
Bucks.
we just did our first Halloween season commentary last night. We did May by Lucky McKee, and next Saturday night, 11 p.m. Central, we'll be doing the Lovecraft-esque The Void from 2016.
Awesome. Got a full month as well there. And again, check out the One Chip Challenge show over there. It was intense. It's hilarious. Mr. Jake from Slottaport, what do you got going on this month? Quite a bit too.
Next Friday at I think 9:30 Central, gonna do Demonic Toys, and then on the 15th. Oh, I didn't think this through. On the 15th at 10 o'clock is City of the Living Dead. And I'm going to Scarefest that next weekend. So the 29th will be Ernest Scared Stupid.
I'm really looking forward to that one. I'm going to try my best to be there. For
Demonic
Ernest.
Toys, awesome movie.
Real talk.
What's up, faggot?
Are we going to get any more drink reviews on your channel? Any?
No, I think I've passed the torch, and Steak's doing a really good job with that. I'm satisfied with what he's doing. So, yeah. Doing a good job. Yeah, but don't watch any of my stuff. I'm stupid.
Don't.
There you go, Jay.
It's not. He's got a couple of things on there. But Jay the Stingray.
You could check me out at ORC145626 on YouTube.
Wow, what a nice guy.
Quite a few reviews coming soon for Halloween season, obviously. So check that out.
Right,
There
way
we
to
go.
put a whole bunch of work on his plate, Jay.
Hell yeah. And Jamie Hart. What's going
Hi.
on over there?
I just put a video up today of my trip to Pumpkinville.
Shouts out Western New York.
Yep, heck yeah. And best pumpkin spice donuts on the planet. Oh my God, if you guys live around there, you have to go watch my video because you got to go there. It's so good. But I don't really have a lot planned. I'm just going to be coming on at random times. I'm a little unpredictable right now, so we'll have to see what happens in the following month. But I do have a few things in mind that might be coming out, so we'll have to see.
Sweet stuff. Saucy sauce.
So we get the Off the Grill podcast right here on YouTube every Monday, 7:30 in the East. It's Saucetober, ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna, be running a whole bunch of live commentaries starting off next Saturday, October 9th, I believe, 11 East. I'm not sure. Check the channel out for exactly what time to be there, but we're going to start the month off with Children of the Living Dead. And I believe I'll be joined by bass player extraordinaire Ben Yukonevich of the Scarecrow Show for that, as well as other members of the community.
Hell yeah.
Yet to be named. At some point, I don't know if it's the next one up, there's going to be a first time for me to watch it. I'm going to do that kind of as we go for the Fright Night remake from 2011. A couple other ones in there, a couple of Stephen King's, some cool the fall, autumn kind of, atmospheric kind of things. But finishing off with 40th anniversary live commentary for Halloween 2.
Awesome.
Also, I'm going to steal Christian's idea. I'm going to probably shit out a whole bunch of ranking videos. That's it.
And if I can, if you got any openings, I'm gonna like to try to jump on the Halloween 2 commentary on yours.
Yeah, man, you guys are all invited except for Jake.
I wouldn't mind being on your Fright Night one
Yeah.
because I love that movie. I love that movie. I love the remake. So, yeah.
He's just too quiet as well. But yeah, Jamie, of course you're invited.
Ghosty, thank you so much. It's definitely appreciated. Stopping by.
Thanks, Mommy.
Nice, doing some decorating.
Oh, cute.
Obviously, got to give a shout out to Jonathan over at Bombastic Reviews.
Shout
he had to cut
out.
out early. Shout out. Go check his channel out too. I know he loves this series. I wish I could have heard more of his opinions on the later films, but
Yeah.
that's how it goes.
His opinions because I would have liked them. So
we were about ready to get in the fight at the beginning. That may be why he left.
I think as soon as this is over, I'm gonna start this from the beginning because
Okay. Yeah, you might be angry with some people.
I literally I got home, I sat down, I'm like, all right, just kind of, it's an hour ride home from the Scarecrow compound, so let me decompress. The next thing I know, it's like 11:30, and Jay texted me. He's like, "Are you coming on?" I'm like, "Oh, fuck!"
Is that what I sound like?
Do you not hear yourself right now?
Well, I'm glad he texted you, and I'm glad he came on, Sauce. And of course, the great Christian Hannah Horror. Glad he was able to make it on finally, and hopefully you will all be back.
What happened to Christian is he told us that he had his wife pour him a bucket of milk to dip his face in Friday.
It's true.
Night. He found out that's actually a kink of his, so that's what he's doing now.
Oh, she was like, "Honey, I got the buckets poured. Let's go."
Yeah.
Okay.
Old milkmaid, I got it.
I understand. Well, on that note, thank you all again, and we'll see you next month on the Horror Rumble.
I was love you.